All right, hey everyone, it's myself, Fulham, and Couriway. We are going to be your commentators watching 10 POVs, one from every single team for this MCC Rising 2. We're going to be trying to tab into different POVs for different parts of the event, trying to highlight some interesting plays during the entire event, try and switch between the teams. And we're just seeing the introductions here as we go through. We've got one POV from each and every team. We tried to line it up as best as we could. And we should hopefully be able to see both of our webcams down in the bottom corners. Couriway, how are you doing? You excited for this?
I'm doing great. This is a huge day for all of these streamers. It's going to be really exciting to watch them. I am really just rooting for everyone to have a great time and for everyone to put on a great show, which I don't have any doubts that anyone's going to not do. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is all the team introductions. I believe we just got a couple more left here. And then Decision Dome, which will be interesting because I guess we don't really know. Every game is in MCC, but
Yeah,
we
I
don't
wonder
know
how that's
what
gonna work.
8 games are starting. We don't know what 8 games are starting.
Is it going to be just 8 games at starting? Is the Decision Dome going to have 15 games in or something? Are we going to have crazy small segments that people are going to have to try and aim their chickens at? Or are we going to see... we don't know. This is some exciting stuff to find out right now.
We quite literally do not know.
Richard fell off the end of the bridge. That's brilliant.
I did see Richard. Richard did fall off. That is pretty funny. Oh, Binish fell offline for me. I hope that's...
Ooh, yeah, same here. Fingers crossed that Binish comes back in.
He's able to come back. Yeah, that's tough.
Moments.
I'm going to hop into Force of its stream because it looks like they're entering the dome, and I want to see what this dome looks like. That looks like 8 minigames, I think.
I really wonder how this is going to work. I presume a little bit similar to how you guessed that there will be just 8 games, maybe on some sort of rotation. So
yeah.
You not only do you have to think which game are we going to be best at to pick for last to have the most multiplier coins, but also will that game even be there by the time we get to that stage of the tournament?
That's huge. It's going to be really interesting, and this could be a benefit to some teams. Maybe a lot of PvP games are going to be held till later. Maybe they're all going to be available right now. Sands of Time being available right off the jump could be interesting.
That is going to be interesting.
Teams want to get that out of the way. Buildmart as well, same thought process. Bingo but fast, I'm personally excited about.
I really hope they play Bingo but fast.
I'm really hoping Bingo but fast gets played, as it's very similar to Lockout that Fulham and I are used to. So I'm really hoping for that. That's like, out of any game that I want to see played, I'm a big survival games guy, but I want Bingo but fast.
I would really love to see Bingo but fast. I really want to see how teams kind of take that, because I don't know how many have been practicing Bingo but fast. I've not really seen it.
Looks like Cyan quickly votes for Buildmart.
Yeah, interesting. I'm gonna tab back out and look at all of the look at all of the POVs here. Wow, looks like from Richard's POV, it looks like a lot of chickens are in Buildmart right now.
Yeah, I think Buildmart might be the first game here. Someone on orange messed up.
I'm not sure.
It's a little close, actually.
It is actually closer than I thought. These chickens are walking around. Oh, one of the orange teams have the chicken in their cage with them.
Is it going to be Sands of Time, actually?
It might be.
It is going to be Sands of Time.
Oh, wow. My. That's a big surprise to get it out the way early, because I know a lot of teams are kind of looking forward to seeing Sands of Time. I know that a lot of the pre-application videos had said, oh, we're really looking forward to Sands of Time. You know, we've got that team chemistry, we've got that teamwork. And I really wonder how that's going to play out.
A lot of teams are going to be able to put that to the test now. I would argue that Sands of Time is probably the most unique and interesting game mode in all of MCC. It's really, there's nothing you can do on a server that is similar to Sands of Time. It's going to be really interesting. This is a hard game to practice for. So a lot of it is going to be team chemistry right off the jump. How many teams did do VOD review? I know a lot of teams did, so that's going to be interesting to watch. But I think this is a game where there's not a lot of mechanical skill involved. Obviously, there's some dungeon sections that teams could do better at, but I think this is really going to be a teamwork-focused game for everyone.
It is pretty thinky. It's a lot of thinking-based stuff going on. But are you getting a little bit of jittering on people's screens right now? Is this like a common bug that's seemingly happening right now?
I don't think so. Everyone looks pretty
okay. Maybe I might need to give a little refresh to my. I think I found the problem. My end. Silly EU ping.
Yes. So I'm curious. Do you have any POVs that you want to really hone in on for the Sands of Time here?
So for Sands of Time, I was thinking maybe we could go to the hardcore team because I feel like they'd be very good at survival-based like instincts.
Yep.
But also, a team similar, maybe something like Red Rabbits would be quite good to watch, or even Green Geckos could be very interesting. Obviously, the team hailing from Brazil, all speaking Brazilian. I wonder if they're speaking Brazilian or in English for this.
I'm gonna check in right now and see.
Equally, in high pressure, high intensity situations, anything could come out. You know what I mean? It's
That
whatever
is true,
sort of.
yeah.
It's just whatever communication you can give to your team the fastest that may be the most important. If you've got sand, you need to tell people that ASAP.
It looks like currently they are speaking English, which is going to be interesting. It seems like I could definitely see what you're talking about though. Like I just know from people that I know that speak multiple languages, like when the pressure gets on, sometimes it just you switch it up. You speak like 3 different languages at once. It just gets crazy. I'm really interested, like you said, with the hardcore teams. It looks like Laguno is going to be the Sandkeeper. So out of the POVs that we're watching, I think we have 2 Sandkeepers. It looks like Brook is going to be a Sandkeeper and Laguno is going to be a Sandkeeper.
Interesting.
So
okay.
potentially Richard as well. But this is going to be really interesting. I think the hardcore players are going to be cool as well because I'm curious to see how much risk reward they take. Obviously, hardcore, you don't want to die ever or else everything's gone. So that's going to be a theme that I really want to hone in on.
Gracie's doing the word puzzle right now. The words have been,
and it looks like she killed it.
Bread and Rising team. That's great.
Yeah,
very cool. Instantly
great.
Instantly knocked that out for Gracie. Gracie looks so focused right now, very zoned in to the situation. I love that.
Absolutely. And I think they're one of the teams that has, I would say, VOD reviewed and probably practiced the most from what I've heard. I think they're going to be a great team. I know a lot of them also have experience playing in a lot of different events as well. Most notably, Gracie was just a captain in a Block Wars event. So that was really big. I believe she placed like 4th individually or something just absolutely bonkers. Or no, I believe her team placed 4th and she placed like very close to top 10. So I think a lot of experience on the pink team, and that's going to be a team that I'm going to watch throughout the entire event as a big favorite. And it looks like every team has done a pretty good job on sand so far. I'm noticing Lagundo's team already, Blue Bats, really, really high sand count, basically already tapped out, and he has, I believe, 5 more in his inventory. So a lot of time. It looks like everyone has the general idea of what to do. Every team feels pretty comfortable right now.
I think that every team will. I feel like, especially for Rising, it's one of their big opportunities to really show other people why they're the POV you should be watching. So I really do think that a lot of teams have been checking out these VODs. I know that particularly for Sands of Time, people have been watching H-Bomb, people have been watching Pete. I know 2 of the arguably best Sands of Time players out there. And I'm really excited to see what kind of shenanigans will go on, because there always is something crazy. Binish now doing some lever parkour, which is always something that I find super tough.
Yes.
To like kind of visualize in my head. Okay.
No, this is not easy at all. And they do take the
fall there it is. We knew it would come sometime.
It looks like they're just going to give up on it for now. Maybe they're just rotating sand back. Yeah. But I hope they give it another go here, because that is going to be something that's interesting. And this is one of the things, like we were saying before, there are some mechanical things in Sands of Time, even though it's very team-based. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to what are you going to be able to find, and what are you going to be able to do that stands you out from the rest of the teams here.
Maddie Milkberry has filled the sand timer as well. Says the timer is full, and she does have, I think she had 6 left in her inventory. So they've got a lot of, a lot of time in these vaults to be able to get as many coins as you possibly can. Do you think that there's going to be any teams that are going to be locked in today?
I really hope not. That would be a little bit bad. Obviously, it's not going to be as punishing as a first game compared to the last game.
True,
so
very true.
Good. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I can't remember an MCC where Sands of Time was played first. Like, I cannot.
You might be correct. I can't think of one off the top of my head either. It does always feel like a late game and or skip. At least it feels like. Because I think a lot of players enjoy it. It's just a very enjoyable game mode, because it's so unique, and you've not got the opportunity to really practice for this. There's no way you can just go, let's hop on the Sands of Time practice server, because what does that even mean? Where are you going to go to practice beating these dungeons, making sure you're keeping track on time, looking for sand, looking for coins, looking for keys, remembering routes back to the start of the maze? it's pretty difficult, but all of these teams seem to be handling things very well right now. I'm going to tap into the green POV real quick because they look very focused up right now.
Yes, yeah, it looks like they're in a pretty heavy dungeon area right now with the skeletons and everything. And I think you brought up 2 great points. I think with MCC being such a popular game, I definitely see the logic in playing it first, especially with every game being available. You might want to just guarantee that you have the chance to play Sands of Time and MCC Rising.
That is very true.
Huge thing for a lot of people. And I think the other thing about teams potentially, getting locked out, maybe on the contrary, even though these teams have VOD reviewed a lot, maybe because it's the first game and there's not as much, backlash on your points compared to if it was a 7th or 8th round game, we could potentially see teams get locked out, but hopefully not. Hopefully everyone will be pretty on their toes about it because obviously, it's for fun and everything, but you definitely don't want to start out your Rising journey.
One of the green team have been, have died here. That's tough.
That is tough. That is going to be some sand to get them out of there. And it looks like Wendy low as well, but should be able to hopefully take care of this. On 2 hearts, though.
Oh, wow.
Struggling with this dungeon
Wendy
section
is
a little
low.
bit. Now,
That's
a cool interaction here that I'm not sure if Wendy
the carpet.
knows. Yes, I don't know if Wendy knows that works intentionally and that was the game plan, but it is a strategy. They cannot pathfind over the carpets. Looks like she is going to be able to put a light on it and get some more resources back here.
Iron Axe in that corner as well. I love using Iron Axes during combat, especially with entities rather than players. It just makes a lot more sense. You kill them so much faster. Or at least it only takes 2 hits to kill rather than the 3 hits, or maybe even 4 if you don't crit correctly in a stone sword. So very useful. Ooh, okay. We've got pillagers here. This one could be a tough one.
Pillagers, I was going to say, that's going to be a much tougher mob to deal with. Wendy seems to be handling herself pretty well right now, handling this dungeon section. Looks like is going to be heading back potentially for some sand relay here. I'm not quite sure. Yes,
probably. I mean, I don't think her teammate has got out of the
maybe Wendy has to be the one to go all the way back.
Maybe. Or maybe it's almost like a cumulative effort. Maybe they all need to contribute their sand together. Because maybe they don't have enough. I can see that Wendy's only got 3 here.
Yeah, might be getting a low. I'm not able to see the timer from her perspective.
Shifts the sand over and goes back into the vaults. Wendy playing very focused right now. Has a little company behind as well to really cheer them on.
That. Yeah, that's
really
pretty
cool.
exciting. Always real life MCC warm up back there. Something about pillagers though that is annoying that you may have been able to pick up on is they will follow you for 10 million trillion blocks and not care. And you can see Wendy brought back like 3 pillagers to the starting room even through all of this maze. So hopefully that's not gonna be too big of a problem for anyone else. Looks like she's checking for any puzzles or any traps or anything of the sort, but is just gonna run into dead end, gonna mine through here. What is gonna be the reward? Hopefully something good. Another dungeon. Just another dungeon. It looks like, if you tab out, it looks like Richard has been eliminated.
No way.
Sands of Time. And so, who just joined? Gracie eliminated as well. Oh no.
My gosh, no way. I was not expecting to hear that.
Gracie being eliminated is huge. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that at all, and that is going to be pretty rough. Now you can see, I just noticed on Laguno's screen as well, I believe only 40 seconds left on the sand. So Blue's going to have to be careful here if they don't want to join Gracie and Richard here.
It seems like a few people have... The entirety of Red Team!
Oh, no, we missed that. That is
my gosh. I
Red.
just saw them. Oh my god, more people are joining them.
Wow.
Is that the entirety of Green? The entirety of Green are looked in as well.
This is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely wild. This is what I just said, right? Like, this is the first game. People are probably going to play a little bit
You're going to play a bit more risky, of
course.
Was the
last game.
Oh my god. Maddie looks absolutely distraught to be stuck in this cage right now.
This is tough.
Oh,
it's
tough.
The
one saving grace, and I'm not making a pun about Grace here, is that at least there are more people in this cage than just you.
And it looks like Force of It is in the cage
as well.
Oh,
Force of It's in there as well. Not the whole team, though.
I don't believe the whole team, but I do see a couple Aqua members. Or Cyan, excuse me. I see 2 Cyan members.
Well, we've still got the purple team. We've got yellow, lime, and Blue all still out right now. All
I think
still
Lime, we haven't paid
in the
enough attention
vaults.
to. I think Lime is doing quite well right now.
Lime are cooking. We've got Nominal Gravy as our...
Oh, and who is that?
Oh!
Yellow!
There we go. Yellow gets trapped. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
These Sandkeepers
Wow.
are not paying attention to the time right now. Is
Look at
Gravy
bottom.
running out?
Gravy
I'm
might-
not
they
able
might
to
be
see
running
the
out.
I'm not able to see the time left
Yeah.
in the timer
Rook
right
only
now.
has about 40 seconds left for her team on the bottom. I don't know if they're going to try and get out of here soon. I'm watching them carefully here. Looks like 2 people are at the middle, potentially relaying sand, but no one's placing any more in. They have less
No
than
need.
30
They're gonna get
seconds
out.
now.
I think. Yeah,
looks like
look,
they're
they're
gonna leave.
preparing
They're
to
gonna
get
take
out.
the
That's
smart
good.
play.
That's
Yes.
very clever. And obviously they're getting that first game advantage, but I'm a little bit worried for Lime here because they are still in these in the maze right now. So,
Lime, I
oh my
believe,
gosh,
is the
Lagundo has
90%.
made it into the cage as well. That's the
Oh,
entirety of
no.
Blue. There are so
Oh,
many
no!
teams.
They were doing so great too. This is actually going to be a huge boost for Purple and
Have a
Lime if
look
they're
at-
able to.
Have a
to
look
stay
at
out
everyone's
here.
bank team coins. You can see
Yeah.
that red have 0, green have 0. You see that blue
Orange has
also
0.
have 0. You've got purple who have some. You've got
Purple have-
lime. Lime
purple-
still haven't banked any, but they are standing right by the portal.
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
gosh,
about
they
to
gotta
leave.
get out. They
are
gotta get
gonna
out.
leave.
Okay,
Wow.
They're
And
out.
they dominated. They absolutely dominated.
bang. And that's what the scoreboard shows. 736 coins. 3 teams getting 0, and most teams not getting a full team out. So Lime actually being able to have their full team out and dominate like that is going to be absolutely huge. Obviously,
This
it is
is-
game number 1,
Whew.
so that anything can still happen, but that's going to give them a very, very big lead going into the next few games. That is huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, you talk about 500-point differences are seldom seen sometimes in dodgeball. It can be the difference. And this is going to be a 750-point lead instantly on a game without a boost in the first round. Just absolutely wild stuff in this first game. And that is really interesting. It makes sense to play Sands of Time first for a lot of these teams, but a tough showing for a couple of them.
It is going to be very, it's going to be disappointing getting in and then, getting into the Sands of Time, thinking, okay, right, what's our strategy? And then ending up getting caught by the timer. That's a really rough way for it to go, but it looks like seemingly teams just didn't quite have that importance of being able to bank on time and keep a track of exactly what was going on.
Yeah. And here's what I want to bring up here now. I think the most important thing isn't the coin differential right now. I think it's going to be the mental going into game 2. You have to realize, even if you're a team that got 0 bank coins there, you're not the only one. There's 3 teams that got 0 bank coins.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're a team like Cyan who only banked like 100, you're in 7th. Well, guess what? At least you banked some.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of positive mind is going to be really, really important. Here. Remember, this is
100%.
MCC Rising. You want to be able to have fun. You don't want to have the first game ruin the experience for you. You got to just take it on the chin, get ready for the next game, and realize, that's the game that we were probably all the most unfamiliar with. Let's try and pick something that I know I can do good at. Maybe you change up your strategy a bit. You try to save a game maybe for later, and now you can't do that. So I think what's really important here is what is the next map going to be? What is going to be something that can get a lot of these players who had poor performances in game 1 back on their feet for the rest of the MCC Rising event?
One thing you truly have to think about, at least in my head, if you're one of those teams with that 0 coin or very low coin start, you know that only one team broke 300 coins there. Of course, yes, they got 700, but remember that the top 2 are going to be in dodgeball. So
Exactly.
you're only ever really playing for the top 2 in this. And right now, even if you are sitting somewhere in 7th or 6th, you're probably only 100 to 300 coins behind second place.
Yeah. And it's really important for Lime as well. It's still very early. You had a great first game. There's no reason to get cocky or feel like, oh, we're just going to be in first this whole time. That's something that I really try and be aware of when I'm in events. There's been a lot of times in Block Wars or something where our team is in first overall after like 3 games. And I'm like, guys, we got to stay focused. There's still a lot of game to go here. So that's what's going to be important. What is going to be the case here? And did they add a new game?
Yes, they replaced Sands of Time with Ace Race. So it does
that could
seem
be a big one for Cyan here, I think. I think Cyan would love to play Ace Race.
I think honestly that that really tells us how the games are going to be rotated through. So
Yeah, they're just
when
gonna keep
one
adding.
game leaves, another game will enter. So
A lot of
even
meltdown voters.
I think
A
again
lot of meltdown
maybe
voters.
exactly the same way as you said before. You can't really practice Meltdown anywhere else. It's quite an
No, it's
individual, unique game. So being able
yes.
to even play it at all, as these MCC Rising participants are now able to, they just kind of want to be able to, you know, get it going, be able to play
Yeah.
it. And it
And it
looks
looks
like
like
votes being
maybe
tied.
ace race.
It's a
Yeah,
tie,
ace race with the blue chicken.
and it's
Is it
grid
gonna be enough?
runners that
Wow,
get picked.
I did not even
I didn't
notice.
realize it was grid runners that was getting all the votes there.
I'm shocked that grid orders. I think a lot of chickens, moseyed
Maybe
over
they
there.
walked over. Yeah.
That was pretty wild stuff there. Now, so this is going to be really interesting, right? You just played a really team-centric game in Sands of Time, and let's say your team didn't do good. How on edge are you going to be going into arguably the second most team-centric game?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be where team chemistry really shows. You got to realize, okay, yeah, maybe someone messed up in Sands of Time. Maybe we didn't have as clear of comms as we would have liked. But
I'm going
now
to
is
say
the
this
time
before the
to
game.
Show that.
I'm going to say this before the game. Pink here, get first.
Pink get first. I think that's a really, really reasonable shout. That's a team that has a lot of experience together. I think Pink, to be quite honest, is one of the teams that I would have predicted to make it to Dodgeball. So I think there's a huge chance that they can make a top 3 grid runners finish here. And like you're saying, finish first. I think my pick might be a little bit under the radar.
Okay.
I think Blue Bats is going to do really well
Blue
here.
Bats.
I think a lot of them have
100%.
a lot of just Minecraft experience in general, just from playing so many hours of hardcore, and I think they have really good communication skills as well, and they have been practicing a ton, so I think they're going to do great. I also want to give a shout to Aqua Axolotls. I think not a lot of people have put them at the top of the leaderboards in a lot of games. I think they can do really well here just from their team chemistry of playing on a server together and just having experience, and just
Agreed.
I think very smart individuals, so I'm interested to see what happens here.
And we are setting off. It looks like the first one's going to be light the lamps. That's going to be the first goal. So we're going to have to do some parkour, get all of these levers flicked on.
Very straightforward one here. Not a lot of mechanics necessary. Pretty simple jumps. I don't see anything that seems a bit too hectic for anyone.
Lagundo is cooking right now. Flicking on a lot of lights.
What are they missing here? Any team? See if there's a team that ends up sneaking by here with an early lead. Looks like Red Rabbits is noticing the ones that they don't have, which is at least good. You want to really nail down which ones you need. Make sure you're not missing any.
Oh, and Lime Llamas seemingly get
Lime
the
in
first.
second.
Oh, Lime in second, Purple in third.
Yeah, I missed who got
And
first.
shoot the
it
targets
looks like
is
it was
the next one.
Cyan.
Okay.
I believe Cyan got first.
Cyan may well have got first.
Yes,
Cyan.
it looks like they're going to be able to finish the target one very soon.
Wow, this
here as
target
well.
one's going very well for them. All communicating very well in between each other.
They did a
I
great job
truly
there.
do think that Red having been on so many, all being friends, all being very close, very close friends, I think that's going to really work in their advantage here. And in the same way, Cyan are also, of course, all very, very close friends. And look at how well Forcevit is pulling these pigs into the pit right now.
Pulling the pigs. We mentioned the hardcore people having a lot of chemistry playing together. You mentioned Pink playing together. I believe Cyan is all from the same SMP. I want to say Eclipse SMP they're all from. So that is going to be something that obviously, again, we pointed out with other teams that is very apparent with Cyan as well. And they are just absolutely killing it. But it looks like Lime is catching up. Was very close to taking first in the pull the pigs category there.
It sounds like Forcevit, having just quickly tabbed into their stream just to give a little listen, it sounds like Forcevit is slightly team leading right now.
Yes, I see that. He is probably the best person for this parkour as well. Handling it very well. Yeah, I think this is a really smart way to do it from Cyan here. Just shifting over, being very careful. 2 blocks at a time is really, really key. Obviously, you can step on 2 pressure plates at once. All 4 has to do is just stand on it. And that was really clean. I think that's going to give them a huge bonus here.
Oh, what's this chest? Oh, and gets the key, of course.
The key to
that is what you need.
And it looks like Lime actually got through Canal first. Lime is in first place now after having a fantastic Sands of Time.
Lime with a fantastic little comeback there.
This is great. Oh, big boost, and they're done. They're done with the golf room. This is
no
massive.
way. That is that's an insanely fast golf room there.
Yeah, that was really clean. I saw Gravy as I tabbed in, hit his teammate perfectly into the
Hey,
hole.
Cyan are now
Defeat
in
the
second
beast.
as well. They just completed golf just behind them. So
Wow. Yeah, this is huge. This is going to be huge here. Defeat the beast. Looks like I would imagine the Ravager is the beast here for Team Lime. They're going to be able to take this out. It doesn't look like beat all monsters to continue. They're able to get the huge one. Doesn't look like you take any damage in this, though, so you can play very, very aggressively, which you
certainly
can see Gravy
so.
doing by just standing in front of a creeper like it's nothing.
Now, it does look like the team aren't always fully aware about the implications of damage cooldown for, you know, taking out these Ravagers. It's pretty important because if you per se have 2 people swinging at the Ravager, there is going to be a limit to how many people can deal that damage at any one given time. So maybe it's best to have other people looking around for those mobs, and we can see that Forcevit has just killed the last skeleton, and they have finished the Ravager's Temple in second.
And look at Gravy. I don't know if you had Gravy's stream open. Gravy just did some phenomenal arrow shooting on his end. Just literally barely ever missing a target while shooting down the ladder. Phenomenal stuff here. I think all of Lime is going to finish this arrow section very, very quickly. This could be back-to-back first places for Lime, unless Cyan or Blue, as they have 6 finish now as well. Same with Pink.
So you have to slide down this honey block, which is definitely not the easiest thing to do, and probably something you may not have practiced as a
no, it's quite
as a
an interesting
Minecrafter.
strategy.
It's a very niche mechanic. But
I think they're just
wonder if
missing
can
one, but they
see
don't know
where
where
that
it is.
last target is. Who else is in this target room?
They found it. They found it. Whew. Everyone else, well, at least the top 4 teams were all in here. Lime, only 2 more. Oh, only 1 more room to go here. And it looks like Cyan, Blue, Pink, no one is challenging them right now. They should be able to finish first here. Gather the items. What do we need?
Items do they need?
Yeah.
We're going to have to find that information out first. And there we go. They can see the signs on top of the hoppers. They need
shovel and what was the other item?
I didn't spot the other item.
Gold, shovel, and something.
Oh, a gold block. That's not able to be mined. I thought that was going to be
Gold,
super
shovel,
useful.
And a soul campfire is what's necessary here. So they gotta find some wood. They gotta relay the wood over. And I believe it's probably, you know, we're only seeing the items on Gravy's screen. I believe
there's 2 more items over there. So I assume there's communication. I'm going to tab into their audio
I would assume a redstone repeater or a redstone comparator based on the quartz. So the Gravy's giving the quartz over. I saw some redstone dust, so that makes sense. And then gold shovels should be pretty standard once they're able to get the sticks over. Soul campfire is going to be pretty straightforward as well. You just need a soul torch, I believe, or a couple soul torches.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be too bad. And then looks like Gravy will be able
they've
to
got
make the
one.
gold
We've got the
shovel.
tick there on the gold shovel. We just need the soul campfire on this side. 1 piece of coal for the soul campfire, and they're relaying that over as we speak.
All 4 teams are on 7, though. Is any team going to be able to snag this from them? It looks like Laguno was able to get soul campfire. Are they going to be able to snag this from Lime, as Lime seems to be really stuck on soul campfire?
Yeah, soul campfire's seemingly going to be a problem right now for Lime. Not able to get the crafting recipe.
Red now also in the gather the items phase. This is huge. Is Pink going to be able to do it? Pink is still missing both items on the nether side. I think this is Blue's game to lose, honestly. I think Lime is really struggling with the soul campfire. Lagundo is giving everything possible the other side. What is going to be the first team to finish here?
Everything you need.
Potentially Cyan might be able to do this. They're still missing the soul campfire as well.
And Lime Llamas get there.
Lime Llamas are the first to finish.
Only just, though. They have to race to the finish, but currently no one else has unlocked that room.
Yeah,
it does look like Blue Bats are just behind them, though.
Lime is going to finish first. Great start to Lime.
And there we go. The 2 dimensions have been unlocked for Blue. Yes. So Blue are going to take a big
look how
jump.
Close it's going to be with Lime or with Cyan.
And Cyan are also going to the finish. Who's going to get there first?
Here? This is huge. It looks like...
Don't mess up the parkour.
Cyan was able to get second. Wow.
Wow.
7:26 to 7:31.
Just 5 seconds between them. But Blue actually finished that last room first. And of course, the coin distribution during this isn't all about where you place at the...
Great point.
when you cross the finish line, perchance, but it's more when you completed each individual room. So
Yeah.
even though Cyan only got second here, they were in first for a long time. So they probably completed a lot of the rooms faster. So they may end up getting the most coins from this game.
That could be a huge point. I think Blue has pretty much solidified themselves in third here. Maybe Pink was ahead of them for a couple sections, which might make third, fourth a little bit interesting. And it looks like all the other teams are pretty much making it to this end room here. I believe that it looks like Aqua is just really struggling with this arrow section, which I totally understand. It is not an easy section at all, but it does look like they were finally able to complete it.
Gathering the items now. Same as Green. Both of these guys are gathering up these items. Oh, it was a daylight detector. That was why you needed quartz and glass. You needed that.
I do find it quite funny from Noxcrew to say gather the items and then instantly put carrots and netherwort on both team sides and then just not require
not use them. You also don't need redstone. Am I correct? You don't need redstone for a daylight detector. It's just wood.
I do believe you're correct. Yeah,
wood,
it's kind
quartz,
of like
and
just
glass.
baiting them. Yeah. Just baiting them.
So it's actually like a bit of a confusing one here, because I saw that Lime team started to make some stuff that just wasn't necessary, making a torch and things when you needed the soul torch. So you need to find that soul soil to be able to make that. So that's probably how Blue honestly caught up quite a lot, just by knowing, having more experience in Minecraft in general, in that survival aspect, to be able to say, yeah, of course, I know the crafting recipe for a daylight sensor, it's this. And then they know exactly what they need. They know they don't need to mine that redstone. They're going to go straight in and start smelting up that glass.
I think that was a really, really interesting room. That was probably my favorite room out of any of them, just because it really, really honed in on specific Minecraft skills and elements that you would not normally see in events. Like, if you asked me how to craft a soul campfire, I could tell you probably the general idea, but I could not tell you the exact recipe by any means. And I think that's what makes that last room really interesting, especially, your nerves are high. You're like, oh my gosh, I might win. And then you got to do, remember the crafting recipes. That's rough.
That is tough. We saw that Aqua actually finished the 2 dimensions crafting room there. They may have actually finished that in the fastest time.
Incredibly fast.
They finished it so fast. So I'm really interested to see kind of the distribution of points for that room in particular, because I do think that's gonna be pretty close.
Yeah, it looks like we're just waiting on, I believe, Green now. I think every other
and they
team
have completed their room, so they are on their way to the finish now.
Yeah, I honestly, for having, obviously, none of these teams have played grid runners before. I think that was a great performance. Every team is going to be able to finish with 2 minutes pretty much on the clock still, which is pretty nice. That was pretty well done from everyone.
Good parkour to get to the end for Green as well, and that is going to be game. I'm going to zoom into to Forcivit's stream here, just so we can see exactly how the point distribution goes.
Room 1, Cyan gets top in room 1.
Room
second
2,
in
second
2.
place. Blue
Bat
is
getting first there.
Gets up there.
Huge.
Lime Llamas getting pulled pork. So that was the team that ended up actually getting in first place overall.
Start of their comeback. And then Canal, they were first again. And their golf round was phenomenal.
That's where their comeback really began. Ravager's Temple, though, we see Pink Parrots actually leading the way.
And Blue Bats again.
Blue Bats seeming to get a lot of, top 3 finishes here, even though they may not have
be able to sneak into second.
And Cyan, wow, Cyan really cooked there. Orange actually getting second.
Orange and Cyan, that's big.
And overall points, Lime do get first, I believe. Yes, they do. And Cyan and then Blue. Pink Parrots getting 4th. And Orange Ocelot's getting
a very
5th.
solid top 3 in that event. Very clear. And look at how massive the fact that Lime Llamas not only won this event, but also had the highest score in Sands of Time. They are starting to build a pretty big lead here up on everyone else, as now is the time where you start to get a little worried about the coins.
Yeah. Back-to-back victories like that are going to cause, a decent-sized gap at the top of the leaderboard here. There's a 700-point differential, coin differential even, between first and second right now. And first and third, there's over 1,000. So we're going to see a very, Lime Llamas, you're going to be feeling at least a little bit confident going into game 3 now. But what you got to do is make sure you can't rest on those laurels. You need to make sure you stay focused, keep pushing, and trying to get as many coins as we can. I'm really interested to see what is going to replace that game now when we go back into the Decision Dome in 1 minute's time.
That's going to be big. If you are Lime here, what do you think is a game that you want to keep your eyes on? Because I think, I feel like Lime is a pretty big all-around team, and they have shown that they have done really, really well in these team-centric events. So do you try and push for one of those? Do you try and maybe save one of those for later? Do you want to maybe get something out of the way early now that you have a cushion? Like, what do you think the thought process is going into this third game?
I'm going to be real. It seems like the 2 games that we've played so far are ones that you can't really do a lot of practice for. So I'm thinking games like Battlebox, you can play that on MCC Island. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can go and play, you can practice Parkour Warrior. So maybe those are the games that aren't actually going to be picked as much. Maybe we're going to see people decide to go for things like Bingo But Fast or Rocket Spleef Rush. Ace Race for sure.
That's going to be a big one. I think the 2 to watch here, I think, are going to be Build Mart and Ace Race. I think
Build Mart for
Lime
sure
can do perfectly well in Ace Race, but I think they've shown that their strengths so far are in these very team-centric things, and that might be Build Mart right up their alley. But again, do they try and save it? That's the type of mind games you start to have. And if if you're one of these teams that aren't in the top 3 here, where you're already 1,000 points down, only 2 games in, like what is your thought process? Do you try and get a game that you're going to be better at, hopefully, to try and get yourself back in it, or do you really just try and play for the end game here? So what is
in
this
my
game
head
going to be? Hole in the wall.
Hole in the wall, new game. Okay. I feel like there has to be a balance of what you're confident in, but also what you think you can get a lot of points from. And I think, honestly, we're going to see people now start to go, okay, we need to get some points on the board. I think Pink Parrots are definitely going to go for things like maybe Meltdown, because I think they're very strong.
The dunk from Pink Parrots onto Lime Llama.
Damn, weird dunk, if you will.
Vote. Yes. That's
voting
big.
here.
I'm going to check. There's very low voting so far. Looks like Gracie. So Pink seems to be going for Bingo But Fast here, which I think is interesting. Insider information. I did tell Gracie and the rest of Team Pink a bit of info about Bingo But Fast, similar to Lockout.
Okay.
To try and not focus on. I basically told them, don't focus on singular items. Try and find the line. Figure out what structures and what items.
Yeah, good idea.
Will give you the most items. So
it's very important.
Focus on Bingo But Fast. But I think it's going to be Ace Race here. Oh, it's
Meltdown. Okay, you know what? I said that Pink Parrots were going to cook last time, and they kind of did, and then they kind of slowed down towards the end. I think that team is going to do very well, and I think underdogs, I think Green Geckos are going to finish relatively well here.
Really? Okay, so here's my thought process. I agree with you. I think Pink is going to do great here. I think Green can also do really well here. I think there's definitely room for them to get a top 5 finish. I think I'm gonna pick Cyan here as the favorite. I think most of it and Mid Mystics PvP is very underrated. And I think my underdog here, I think I'm feeling the Red Rabbits just because, Australian ping might be a little bit weird
could be beneficial.
How is that gonna work? I'm interested to see if it ends up being beneficial or not. So I think that's what I'm gonna look out for here. And of course, is Lime gonna be able to keep up their insane streak that they're on right now?
I haven't heard a lot from Yellow Yaks yet. And
not either. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like they are very good Minecraft players, but also, given the fact that they have so much variety, this could really help them here, because we've seen a lot of other, a lot of variety gamers come into this game and perform really, really well. On some of the previous MCCs where we've had different types of, different creators in, it's really, really, really helped. For I can't exactly remember what the MCC event was called now, but I believe it was a almost entirely Valorant team that was able to pretty much demolish in this game just because it's super focused on aim and bow ability. And I feel like Yellow could be a little bit of a hidden gem for this one. They are sprinting towards a location right now, but they are missing these coin blocks. So maybe we're going to have to realize that maybe VOD reviewing is going to be very important for this game as well.
Yeah, I wonder, something I'm not 100% on is how much does this map change in between MCCs? Do the rooms change a little bit? Is it exactly the same thing as you VOD reviewed? Probably not would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I
it's
think
pretty similar.
Here is
But
yeah,
I think
definitely.
there
I
are
think what's going to be interesting is what team is going to take a fight first.
true,
Just
and it
like
looks
last
like
week, who's
it
gonna
looks like we
aggressive.
might have Aqua engaging right now. Aqua gets
Yeah,
frozen
on,
out by
I believe,
Red, and Red get 2 shots there. Pyrocythe getting 2 of them, but then gets frozen. It's really
Yeah.
important on how you use your heaters here. Richard is frozen, but does get himself heated out, so he is back. Needs to get the tele pickaxe to get that heater back, and it looks like maybe Red are just gonna leave this be and pick their battles elsewhere. But getting a couple of hits early on is probably going to do wonders for your mental. Just say, okay, yeah, we're here to fight. We're here to actually play now, and we're gonna let's see how well we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're heading to this coin room. Are
Looks
they gonna be
like
first team here?
Looks like Pink are also in a coin room right now. They're in the bottom right coin room, but I can't see that anyone else is there. Green.
Oh, it looks like
Green are getting
Yellow's
frozen by
taking a
Yellow.
fight, doing quite well.
Yeah, Yellow versus Green right now, and Yellow are doing well. Yellow able to also just grab these coins in the middle of this coin room. Green frozen, but able to get some heaters down. Looks like only one player is left for Green, though, so has to run away. Hopefully the heaters do heat up a few of their teammates, but we're not sure.
Yeah, this is looking really rough for Green here.
Gracie
Harry,
also frozen right now.
Wow, what a play by Kalinda. 2 frozen. Oh.
Kalaminda freezing 2 of the Yellow team, but both of them are being heated out right now.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
Green
that
get eliminated.
There's a huge play from Kalinda, almost able to really catch all of them off guard. Harry's still frozen, finally going to be able to get unfrozen, unfreeze Ravzu as well, and is taking a fight with Purple now. As you said, Yellow Yaks, great call out. They seem to be playing incredibly well so far, and also playing very aggressive.
Yeah, they super are, and they're using the heaters really well to their advantage, placing them down and using them as almost like a turret point to be able to say, okay, we're going to stay here. If you freeze us, our heaters are down already, so we'll be unfrozen in the next few seconds. And we can see that Blue, their room falls and crumbles, and sadly means that they do get eliminated in second, I believe. And just before Orange actually has their entire team frozen, 20 players remain now. Oh, my apologies. Red are also frozen. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, a lot of teams are starting to get taken out here. I believe you meant Aqua that had their room thought out, as Blue is still alive.
Sorry, Aqua and Blue.
You're good. We're starting to see a coin disparity now as well, as it looks like the top 3 here are starting to kind of eke away from 4th place, as Blue Bats has 100 more coins than Lime here.
True.
Lime's still doing, obviously, have a very nice cushion. 360 is nothing to sneeze at here, but it obviously is going to come down to who is going to get the big pull in this last room. Who's going to take the first
big
fight?
pile of coins right in the middle. Who is
Laguna
going
seems
to
be
get
taking
there?
a big initiative, but Orange falls in lava.
Oh, that's not good. That's not ideal.
It's a very rare occurrence, I feel like, for this.
Yeah. Oh, but it's because the rooms are actually
the map is
disintegrating
falling.
around.
Oh, no.
And they've not quite got to the room yet. Let's see if the other 2... Okay, the other 3 team members do make it into the middle.
Ooh. That was close. Oh, they see Blue Bats on the right. I'm watching.
Oh, look at Blue. Look at... Oh, Lagundo gets frozen there.
Cyan and Blue is going to be a big thing here.
2 frozen. Oh, and Yellow get eliminated. Forcevit is also frozen by Nominal Gravy. And Gravy gets a triple freeze right there.
Is Lime going to be able to snag this again? Obviously, there's multiple rounds in Meltdown, but what a start.
Oh, Gravy gets frozen.
By Lagundo.
That's not what you wanted to see, but it looks like Blue Bats are all unfrozen and all heading towards this middle, but someone's already got there.
Yeah, Lime was
Is that Lime? Lime were able to get all of those coins in the middle, so even though Blue are all now alive, it may still be a case of, there we go, they are the last team alive, they didn't get those coins in the middle. So Lime Llamas actually takes first place based on coins for that, but Cyan in a very close second.
You know, we weren't able to see it because we don't have the multiple perspectives for each team, but it looked like from what we could see is that while Gravy was flanking, the rest of Lime Llamas was just able to capitalize on the middle. All of Blue Bats was distracted, and that was just a monster team play from Lime, sacrificing yourself for the greater good, allowing your team to get all those coins in the middle, and a huge, huge payoff, as again, it looks like there is this kind of separation between these top 3 teams now. It is only 100 coins. Yellow Yaks did phenomenal. I'm sure they're going to have another great round here, and the question is what other teams can bring themselves up?
Agreed. You're talking about point differentials right now. The difference between 4th and 5th is really where that that vast chasm seems to be appearing. 817 for yellow and 330 for purple in 5th. That's a 470 coin diff already before this round even begins. So
and it looks like red and yellow are taking an early fight. Harry frozen.
Yellow gets frozen. That's 2 freezes from red onto yellow. Red have their heaters set up really nicely right now, but yellow 2 of the red teams are frozen. 3! Maddie is the last player alive right now for the red team. Needs to get the heater down and doesn't. And the entirety of Red Rabbits was eliminated. That was a really unfortunate set of circumstances there. It did look like Red were, were playing really well. And then, unfortunately,
something that's tough in a game like this when you're not as familiar with it is obviously sometimes the heater models are going to go over multiple blocks, and when you're frozen, it's going to go over multiple blocks. And it looked like, from my perspective, Maddie just wasn't able to find the right spot to place the heater in between the frozen things, which is tough, right? It's not like you have experience at this event, like you said at the beginning. It's not really something you can practice doing. So that's going to be rough there, but hopefully that's something they can recognize and learn from for a strong last game.
Agreed. And I'm really hoping that Red don't get in their heads about this, because they've been picking fights, they've been taking fights, and they've been winning. But it's just unfortunate circumstances for, getting kind of overwhelmed. I know that they got pinched last round, and this round they just couldn't get that important heater down.
Looks like Aqua and Pink are going to have a fight here. Oh, 2v2. Pink Parrots have been eliminated by Aqua.
Oh, wow.
What a play.
Great play.
Aqua. Wow.
Generous being able to get a good couple of kills there, and Pink Parrots going out. Green also sadly getting eliminated there.
Purple eliminated as well. Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. I feel like this round has gone significantly faster, as a lot of teams are feeling potentially more comfortable with the map, heading towards middle quicker.
Very true, but look, something we've not really been looking at is Yellow have actually taken first place right now. In fact, joint first with 1282 coins for both teams on Yellow and Blue.
That is huge.
But it's a very big second round for Yellow here, and they are towards this middle room already. And the doors to that middle room have now opened. So I wonder if they may be going for a
yellow,
rush.
They're about to fight, I think.
Oh, very true.
Laguno caught out Yellow, but Laguno playing very aggressively here.
Going for this little Neo here.
Yeah, tough
epic jump. Looking,
really
pre-firing the corner. Oh, but gets damaged there. Needs to get a heater down from his teammates. And they do pop that heater down. But I think that he's going to be in that yellow zone now. So has to run away instantly.
Oh, and the heater is broken.
Oh my gosh, sacrificing. Yellow going for the sacrifice play to break that heater. Tanisha has to place a heater down here.
7%. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The heater's
Lagundo's not getting any heat. Okay, now he's getting some heat.
The question is Laguna going to be able to heal back? No, Yellow Yak's going to be able to get their heaters up first. Laguno and Shadow are going to swap being frozen, freeze each other.
Freeze each other here. Goodness. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
I think Blue has the lead here potentially, but Yellow Yaks definitely has better positioning.
But now
they got to get a heater down.
I don't even know how Cyan took a death here, and same with Lime, because I think it is just Yellow.
It looks like
but Aqua are the ones that are gaining all of those coins at the middle. That's what we're talking about here. The two teams at the top were fighting out each other and not focusing on the coins in the middle, and then Aqua were able to just squeeze in, get a few of those coins before they were frozen, and they're still alive. They're still in this game. They could pull this back and maybe get the last few freezes and finish this game in first.
A huge round from Aqua Axelos. Huge confident boost. Not a team we were really looking for at the beginning of the
Yellow get frozen.
Wow. This is Aqua's game.
And now it's Blue versus Aqua. Ooh, Richard gets frozen in the middle. Lagundo getting shots off. Has to make this jump down towards the middle. And breaks the heater. And it looks like Blue may take this victory. Lagundo with that pop-off is lovely as well.
Yes.
Big celebration. But Aqua have to be proud of themselves with that round, because that was a very, very strong and a very, very good tactic. Just to wait, see what goes on, kind of look for the third party, see where we can go, and then they see the two teams fighting it off against each other. And it was a while. They were just fighting. They were focused on one another and not about those coins in the middle. And Aqua were really able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think that was I think a really good showing of recognizing your strengths and recognizing the position. Aqua knows that they're not going to be the best PvP team in this, right? They know that that's the case. But what they do realize is they have great map awareness and recognize that blue and yellow are fighting each other, and they take the initiative, take the middle, and are able to get a phenomenal placement to put them in the top 5 pretty convincingly. I would be pretty surprised if they get knocked out of the top 5 just because of how many coins they were able to grab in that second round.
Very true. Playing to their strengths to the absolute utmost here. One thing that was a little bit unexpected was the slight fall off of Pink Parrots in this game. They've had a couple of bad rounds, but I'm hoping that this round they're able to perform a little bit better. Again, Red going straight in with the aggro plays, and we're seeing all of those teams get frozen, but we see also, ooh, Maddie gets frozen just before the center unlocks. And the heater is now run out of charge. So,
and I think, Pyro's able to get one on Pink, but I
think Pyro gets
Red's
sniped. Akko gets that shot off, and Pink may be able to take this team fight and actually get these coins in the middle, really boosting them up, and they do. Red gets eliminated, and that just allows Pink to be able to get all of these coins, really boosting their coin total back up now.
Yeah, I think Pink, honestly, from watching Gracie's perspective, I think they got away with one there. Gracie seemed to be very, very far behind her team, and Red potentially had a 4v3, but were not able to capitalize, and by the time Gracie got there, they already had a teammate down. So taking their 4v3 advantage to a 4v3 on the other way is just really, really rough there, and is going to be a tough out for Red. But is this going to be the boost that Pink Parrot needs to really get into the top 5, have a really strong last round, and really boost the mental going into the 4th game?
Yeah, Binish pulling up with the sunglasses. I saw that he just lapped up the last of those coins at the center there. Playing very well. They're playing quite passively orange, but they're playing to their advantages.
Oh my gosh, Binish giving me a heart attack, jumping over the gap.
Oh, Binish sadly getting frozen by the last last player to get frozen on his team, and Yellow going to be progressing through.
And Purple as well.
Purple got caught in that melting room.
Yeah,
Not with that map
really
awareness,
tough.
sadly. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that is going to be looking tough. Green here, it looks like they potentially are taking a fight against someone, have a lot of heaters down. Curious to see if they had maybe they just won against Purple, I'm not sure, but they are rotating around, heading towards the middle map, and this has been their best chance to really get a big coin boost here. The room is deteriorating, though. They gotta head out, and is this going to be the boost they need to really get themselves back in, as they are currently the last place team?
3 of Cyan's team just got frozen by Aqua, but 1 player stays alive and is able to put the heaters down. Oh, wait, 3 are frozen again. Only 1 player remaining for Cyan. Aqua looking to try and get these bow shots in. Oh, no! Richard falls into lava there.
It's so tough with the deteriorating
the melting room. But they do clear out Cyan's team. They all do get eliminated for Cyan. So,
wow.
Does Aqua have any team members left? I think they do. They have 1 or 2 team. I think it's 1 team member remaining.
I believe Gineris is still alive.
Yeah, 2. My apologies.
Yeah, and Green here, but is Green amazing parkour from Green? Oh my gosh, they are heading to the middle room now.
Have to get into that middle room.
To make it.
Okay, Green alive still, and able to.
Great kill on the side.
Nice
if
little
I'm Green
flank
here,
there.
I'm just going for the middle. You're in 9th place right now.
Big elimination on Aqua. Have to try and go for the middle here. Places down. Nice. Gets a few coins there. Try and get this freeze off. Gets the freeze and gets a few extra coins. That's going to be big for Green.
Oh, great shot from Wendy. Oh my gosh.
Let's go, Wendy.
Great job using the frozen body of, I believe that's Wade, to just use it as cover. Just really, really well done.
And sadly, Gravy had the melting room, so jumps into the lava, trying to get that final second snipe. And Green take home the victory. Look at that celebration. That's what it's all about.
That is awesome.
That's amazing.
That is a crazy finish. Wow. And it looks like in all of the chaos, we didn't even realize the winner overall is Aqua.
Aqua Axolotls take home first place. By playing a little bit more passively, really playing to their strengths, it just shows how important that sort of thing is in MCC. And what an amazing, amazing showing. Generous getting top individual right there.
Yeah, Gianaris played great.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's just unbelievable stuff. There was a lot that was happening there. That was just an insane game of meltdown. I think every team really, honestly, like had a moment. Every team had like a solid moment where they were like, okay, we took a team fight, we played well, and we pushed it through. And it was just awesome to see there. Aqua now in 4th overall. That was great. But Cyan, because they came in 2nd, they still have a huge lead on everyone in 1st place.
They certainly do. And Lime, of course, still holding up that top spot. In fact, we can see the individual standings right here. All 4 of Lime, of course, are at the top 4 spots. Because basically every game we've played so far has been team-based. So we see all 4 of Lime in the top 4, all 4 of Cyan just behind.
Yeah, I thought it was like bugging out for a second. It was just showing the last game. But no, that is just, we've played 3 centric team games. And I think that's really a really cool thing about MCC is that there are so many games that are just so team oriented, and we're seeing this chemistry really show out from the teams that have known each other for years or have been aware of each other and watched each other's content and know how the other person acts. Like I think it's a really cool way of showing that chemistry that you wouldn't be able to see just in a normal Let's Play a lot of the time.
Very, very true. One thing you might start to be worried about though, if you're Lime, how many team games are left? You may have Build Mart, which is quite team based. You've got, I don't know. Would you count Sky Battle as team-based? Slightly.
I would just consider it. I would consider Sky Battle more PvP.
Of course.
I think one person can dominate. I think
there's very few team-based games left. You've got
I would
Build
say you
Mart.
have Build Mart, and you have maybe Bingo, but fast.
Maybe Bingo. Because it is quite team-based, but again, one person could really cook.
Dominate.
So
100%.
You're thinking now, if you're Lime, what game is going to be best for you next? You've pulled out 3 games that were all very strong for you. Do you still have 5 more really strong games, or are you going to start to slide off into mediocrity? And are we going to see Lime slip down the leaderboard and have someone else take their spots slightly further up?
Yeah, I think this is where we could really see Cyan really.
What's the new game?
Close the gap between 1 and 2. The new game is going to be.
There it is. Sky Battle pulling into that segment right there. Of course, the coin multiplier also increasing as we go through the event.
Yeah, it looks like Pink. I can just tell from looking at where they're all looking. They still want Bingo, but fast. This is going to be, like you said, what are the teams going to go for? Is anyone going to go for a very individual game? Gracie potentially going for Build Mart?
Looking at what Gracie's aiming for back there. It does look like Bingo but fast right over the other side of the dome that they may be aiming for there.
Looks like
Bingo but fast. Yeah. Looks like Bingo but fast could be.
I would love to see Bingo but fast.
I want to see it. I really want to see it. And if it has to be now, it has to be now. I'd love it to be the last game, and I don't want it to be completely skipped. So hopefully.
A lot of the eggs
quite spread.
Build Mart are not cooperating at all.
Oh, Blue Bat's using a firebomb on one of these segments here.
The yellow chicken is heading into. Oh, I don't think there's enough.
Is this Ace Race? I think it might be Ace Race.
It's gotta be. We've been wrong every time.
Oh,
finally,
it has been Ace Race. Oh, everyone wants Bingo but fast, but these chickens have a mind of their own. They're wandering away. And it seems like Ace Race is going to be the one that we have picked here.
And it is going to be Clouds. I didn't know what map we're going to have. It is going to be Clouds. Okay. So this is going to be, I would say, personally, from watching a lot of MCCs, I would say this is probably the more beginner-friendly map. So I think this obviously makes sense. This has been, I believe, the last couple MCCs as well. So it makes sense that this is going to get played here.
Yeah.
Is there any players in particular, or really a team that you think is going to really fly through this?
Honestly, I think that the movement of Cyan is going to be quite unrivaled, but I do think that Blue and Lime could really pull through. I think that Pink are going to have a much better game than they've been having, and I'm hoping this is going to be the start of their resurgence. Now, I'm not saying all of Pink, but I do think that particularly Apokuna and Akko are 2 very strong movement players. Specifically Apo, if I had to pick one single individual to win this, I think it would be either Gravy, Forcivit, or Apokuna.
I think those are all great suggestions. You talked about the revival for Pink. I think this could be a huge moment for Red Rabbits as well. They have been struggling, especially at the end. I think they have a lot of strong movement players. I think this has been something that, obviously there's no Ace Race server to practice on, but they have been practicing. Well, obviously there is on the main server, but there is not like this mini game you can do with everyone at once. But I think they have really focused on their movement, which I think is going to be interesting here. I think my sleeper pick here, I think Orange can do quite well. We haven't talked about them much. I think Orange can do quite well here, so I'm going to keep them in the back of my eye. Is it
Dude,
just me?
Is Lagundo's chair playing?
I'm missing something.
Let's go chair! Let's go chair!
This is quite the certain. I'm assuming it's just a different webcam capture.
Like,
quite amazing.
Hey, no, it is chair that's playing this. Come on, be sensible.
41st member of MCCR. That is quite something.
That's brilliant. I love that from Lagundo.
That is great. That is great. I'm tuning in. Looks like Lagundo actually taking an early
cooking.
Lead.
Absolutely cooking here.
Quite
Lagundo
nice.
chair going crazy on the beat.
And I think,
Oh, doing a 360.
This is amazing. I'm very happy that he set this up beforehand because this is so funny to watch for Ace Race.
Oh, dropper.
Doing a great job.
Wow.
Couple second lead. Spelled it as well. Not someone we mentioned on Purple Pandas. Second place right now, pretty convincingly. Huge stuff there. As you mentioned, Pink Parrots in third or second now with Akko coming up. But Lagundo with a huge lead. And honestly, I was not expecting this from Lagundo. I am so happy for Lagundo.
Lagundo's doing really well.
Very seriously. So this has been a great showcase for him.
Yeah, we've got Akko in second. I think that's Forcivit in third right now. One person, little bit of a whiff there on the Trident, but just going to take the slightly safer route and go for the...
he made the jump and
made the jump and fell back. Loses a good few places with those small mistakes there. Slipping down into fourth, and now Akko taking the lead.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are going to truly struggle with that section of the map, though, because Tridents can be pretty difficult to use.
Yeah, especially depending on where your ping is. You can have some weird stuff there.
Forcivit taking the lead.
Forcivit is taking the lead. We mentioned Lime earlier. Both Wadebox and Nominal Gravy in the top 5 here.
Oh, wow.
Huge showing for them. That could be really big. Harry also in the top 5. Really kind of a tight leaderboard here. Even though Forcivit is in front, it's not anything close to insurmountable yet.
Oh, no. There's only 1 or 2 seconds between each player. And that's one missed jump, really. Honestly. And we've seen a couple of missed jumps here by Forcivit. And Akko is on Forcivit's tail right now. 0.2 of a second in it right now. This is very, very, very interesting.
This is, I just watched Nominal Gravy. There is a quick shortcut you can do past the castle section. Noticed it, was not able to hit it, did go for it, was not able to make it happen. I'm curious if that's going to be something that other players towards the front of the lead here take note of if they try to go for it. Or, if you're a top movement runner like a Forcivit or like an Akko, do you just trust that you don't need to go for this?
You don't need the skips. You are good and you're good enough to maybe just hit the regular stuff and don't mess up super badly. Doesn't get the bounce there, Phenomenal Gravy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be tough.
These top 3 are pulling away. Apokuna in 4th. That was my pick at the start. But Forcivit currently in 1st as well. I'm pretty pleased that my picks are actually starting to come through to fruition right now.
They are looking good. And I think something to note with Pink, we know Akko and Oppo are both in the top 5, really flipping back and forth. Gracie's in 15th. There's a real chance that all of Pink could finish within the top 25 here. And that would be huge.
That would be absolutely huge for Pink. Especially given their first few.
325 for Olive. I was trying to find where she ended up going through, and that is going to be big. If it doesn't look like she's in the bottom 10, so I think Pink has a really great shot here.
That is going to be fantastic, especially for Pink's mental. I think every team needs a little bit of celebration, and Green had that last round with their last meltdown pop-off. Getting to be that final team, it feels so good. And I think Pink have really been missing that. And I do think Red have been missing it a little bit as well. So I'm really hoping that Pyroscythe or Milkberry can really pull through and perform really well. We can see Milkberry currently in 34th, but there's still a lot of time left, and there are people to catch.
There's a lot of time to go. I think something else that I noticed while I was watching Gracie's perspective is she's at the lower end of the teens. I've seen a lot of Lime. I'm not 100%, but I believe potentially all 4 of Lime are in the top 20, which would be devastating for every other team involved right now.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, of course. We've got Nominal Gravy up in first right now. Force of it in first and Nominal Gravy in second. Only a few seconds between himself and Force of it, and does get the overtake before the end of this lap. Can he keep it until this lap is over?
So Nominal Gravy's in first. We saw Wade Box somewhere near the top 5.
True.
Top 10.
Oh!
I'm looking
Nominal
on the
Gravy hits the
POV.
skip!
Huge!
Gains a second over Force of it and Akko, but Force of it also hits a really clean skip and is now right back on the tail.
Realizing that he might have to put a little bit more out there to get the W here. It looks like we have quite the race between the two of them at this point. And
flipping back and forth. This is
correct.
awesome.
As long as Wadebox hasn't completely fallen off, I'm assuming he's somewhere in the low single digits. All of Lime is within the top 15 potential here, which would be absolutely monstrous for their score.
Nominal Gravy beating Force of it by about 2 seconds right now, but misses that boost. And that is going to be a big difference. And now it's only by about 0.10 of a second. You can see their hitboxes interacting with one another. This is going to be a close final lap.
This is huge. It looks like Nominal and Force of it. Oh, Nominal having a big trouble with his Trident.
Not having the best Trident section here.
Get up.
Only 2 seconds behind, though. Can we see him pull this back?
Ooh,
Underdog position right now. Akko only 2
skip
seconds
there.
behind.
Yeah. This looks like a 3-person race for this top spot here. I'm not
Certainly
sure if
does.
anyone's within reach from Akko, but looks like Force of it is starting to break away a little bit here.
We can actually see Harry is the player in fourth, 7 seconds behind Akko. So Akko does have a little bit of a cushion, but one wrong jump or one missed skip, and you may have Harry on your tail. Let's check in with Lagundo. Wow. Lagundo in 13th, Not Brock in 12th, and Tanisha in 14th. That is 3.
Box in 11th. So now we know all of Lime is going to most likely finish in the top 20, potentially top 15, which would be
equally,
unreal.
I think that Blue are doing really well as well. 3 of their 4 players all around that 10th place spot right now. Yeah, so this is going to be really close.
It's going to be a nuts final here. I think, barring disaster, Force of it should be able to take
5-second lead right now. Yes, should be able to take this home. I'm going to watch Force of it for the next 1 minute or so.
A skip here that goes bad, but that's really about it. Akko 8 seconds behind Nominal Gravy as well. This looks like it's about decided for this top 3 again, unless...
Oh, that's not good. No bounce there. Nominal Gravy could pick up a little bit of time, and does. Down to 2 seconds now. Down to 1.5 seconds. You know he's on your tail. You can't mess up again.
Matters. Nominal goes for it, doesn't hit it. Unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. That's when it was really crucial and doesn't quite hit it, and is now 4 seconds off the pace with not a lot of mistakes possible from Force of it.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward at this point in the race. You know, maybe another... He missed the jumps!
That is big!
Is that going to be it? Just don't mess up the last Trident, and I
believe
Nominal Gravy
with the last second overtake and gets first place. That's amazing. Force of it feeling gutted after that. Wow.
That is a tough way to go out. But look at the advantage that they had. They were very clearly the top 2 as Akko comes in here in 3rd. Phenomenal job from those runners. And
very, very good
come
stuff.
Down to some stuff here. Now, what I'm really curious about is Lime and Blue's positioning here is going to be huge. It's just going to be huge. So I'm looking for that. That's going to be big. Mongo has finished the race in 5th. Gineris finished the race in 7th for Aqua.
Apo in 6th.
Yeah, Apo makes
Gineris in 7th.
Pink team the first team with 2. Wadebox 9th. Nomad 10th. Chaos 13th. Lime is done.
Lime is finished.
Oh my gosh. Look
13.
at the tab on Nominal Gravy screen. 3,700 coins.
Wow. From one game, that is immense. That is unfathomable.
My gosh. Lime has just completely... They won by 1,000.
They won by 1,000 coins in Ace Race.
My god.
This is only a 2x coin multiplier as well.
The Lime has played
is
phenomenal.
Crazy.
Wow. Aqua, I believe,
Gracie getting there in 19th place. Very happy I'm glad to see that Pink have pulled up the leaderboard, getting in 4th
And
now.
Olive finished. So Pink is all done.
Pink's all done. That's good. Yellow not quite finished yet because Harry did get that very early finish, but is still the only player on his team to have finished. So that's actually going to be a big coin differential right there.
Absolutely. This is going to be really interesting to see. This is where these teams really start to break away, right? And we already saw that in the first couple games just because of the team orientedness from some of them. And now that the coin multiplier is here for individual players to really pop off, and teams with a lot of more movement-based plays like Lime, like Blue, which I honestly was phenomenal from Blue. I was truly not expecting Blue to do as well as they did, and that was huge stuff there. Richard hitting a very nice skip, by the way, just getting from 39th to 36, trying to get in the not bottom 5 there. But I think a lot of teams did really well here. I think the end came down to a very close race between Force of It and Nominal Gravy, and I think Lime has pretty much, barring disaster, sealed one of the dodgeball spots, and it's going to be a real race for second through the rest of these games.
It is truly going to be a race for second, and I do feel like out of anyone, Cyan just has a big, firm hold on that spot at the moment. Of course, anything can happen. But
I think Blue Bats is going to be right there too after this ace race.
You think Blue Bats are really going to pull it back as well? Okay. I'm
Blue
really
Bats
excited
right
to see. I'm just thinking, with the strength of the PvP from Cyan, are we going to see, and honestly, potentially Pink Parrots? I know that I've been mentioning them a lot, of course, 4 of my very close friends, but will we now see, with the extra coin multipliers, is this where they're going to grow into the game? They get a good ace race, a very solid ace race. I think they got 4th overall. Is that what is going to now rejuvenate them and, relight that fire to try and push for that top 2 spot?
Yeah, really setting themselves up here. Now we're going to see through, now that the game is actually over, what are we looking at here? Fastest laps, Nominal Gravy, 2 of them. And Lime Llamas.
Top 5 laps. Yep,
had about
Lime
700 points now that Cyan finished. So Cyan was actually able to get a huge boost because of Force of its great first time and everyone else finishing not too far behind. Even though I believe they were the 3rd team to finish, they still finished second.
Yes,
and
agreed.
Blue, even though Blue
finished
second overall, they only get 4th because I guess they didn't have a player in the top 5-ish.
Yeah,
Got 5, but I guess it's just tough with the other teams just having top 3. And they're ahead by 1,300 points, Lime. Cyan, you're right, is still up 900 coins on Blue Bats.
There we go. Blue Banks and Pink Parrots now right on their tail. Still a few hundred coins in it. But with these extra coin multipliers, this is definitely feasible for them to pull this back.
Absolutely. This is going to start to get a little wild. And as Nominal Gravy checks out the leaderboards, you can start to see it's not just 4 limes in a row. We're going to start to see players separate themselves here.
But
Force
hey,
second, Mid Mystic 6th. Other teams starting to come in here.
Nominal Gravy's still a good first place individual right now, though. And I'm really happy to see that because Nominal Gravy, I believe, has sadly got COVID. So it's really... Yep, he's playing with the COVID buff. Notoriously is a buff for online Minecraft tournaments. Self-experienced, I can vouch for that. And he's doing particularly well today in first up on this break. And while it is the break, we are going to insert sponsors right here because we're definitely sponsored for commentating this.
Definitely sponsored on this thing I messaged Fulham about like 3 hours before MCC went live. We definitely had time to get sponsors. Very real and true. But yeah, this has been quite the event so far. Now, something I'm not sure about. In MCC Rising, do they still pick a Twitter game?
Oh, I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know if that's the case or not.
I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't tell you that for sure.
We'll
have to find out. We'll have to find out. I wonder if we're going to see people that have trained these guys, some of the MCC participants saying, hey, pick this so that my team that I trained can win, sort of thing. Because obviously,
looks like right now, I do not see a tweet on MC Championship.
Okay, so, makes sense.
It looks like it does make sense. You want the teams to be to have the most say possible in a Rising.
True.
That's the important thing. I don't know if it's the same for you, but Nominal Gravy has gone offline for me.
Yes, network error.
Ideally, not great.
it's not ideal. You are correct.
I would assume that is not.
Yeah, he's back
what you
online
wanna
for me
see.
now. So
Oh,
maybe
perfect,
just a
perfect,
small
perfect.
internet issue or something. While there is a break, I am going to run and grab a drink, and I'm also going to actually eat my dinner because I didn't finish it.
Let's
Everyone,
go.
everyone who's watching this, you may have seen me just nibble on a few like fries while I've been
That's
here,
right.
but I have a
Fulham went on
massive rat
Fulham went
pit
on
that I need to eat.
very quick Tesco run before this existed. Made it work.
Right, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm having a drink. Woohoo! Now, usually when I'm commentating, I don't have a full-on meal midway through, but this is MCC Rising, so I have to be prepared.
I am back. Actually, that's so a lie. I'm getting.
Bonjour.
Okay, I'm back. I'm finishing chewing on a granola bar. Very base. When the break ends, do they instantly get thrown in the dome, or is it like break ends and then 2 minutes? we're gonna find out.
And we're back in the dome.
We are back in the dome. It's dome time.
And
So,
Rocket
what is
Spleef
the
Rush
game added?
just got added. Rocket Spleef Rush. A very interesting game. A very cool game.
It is a very cool game, and I would argue that it is one of the most individual placing games really on this board. It is super individual.
Very
based. Obviously,
true.
you can kind of tell your teammates what to do, but if you are looking for a boost, you feel like you're got some players that can be really good at that, that could be a huge boon for a lot of teams here. Again, just a quick coin recap. Lime ahead by a lot. Cyan in second by about 900, and I believe Pink Paris is behind that by about 700. And it looks like Build Mart is the game of choice here.
Ooh, Fox coming out to scare the chickens away right now, though. So,
Who is that? Look at Red.
and
Look
someone's
at
been able
Bingo.
to be deployed
Bingo is
into
punching them all
the
over.
dome,
Bingo but
punching
fast.
them over.
Bingo, but wait, what do they want?
It looks
I'm
like
so confused. It's got to be Bingo but fast, right? But they're all moving. They're all
yeah,
migrating.
they've all moved. I think
Where are they going?
it's survival games. It's SG.
Wow, this is awesome. This is so awesome. As a survival games enjoyer, I'm really excited to see about this. This is a big PvP minigame. This is going to be huge. I don't even think Red, frankly, wanted that from punching it in. It doesn't look like Red was too happy about that. I may have made a mistake, says Linku. Oh, no.
I
This
think
is gonna
maybe
be a
they were
bit
aiming for that
pandemonium.
bingo but fast, but then they all started walking a little bit further than he wanted.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little wild here. This is gonna be a little bit crazy. I think that this, even though it's a PvP game, I would argue this is the most team-based PvP game in survival games, especially when it's teams of 4. You really never want to take fights solo. So even if you're not a strong PvP team, if you're just able to stay together, group up, get some gear, run away from people, you would be surprised at how high you can place. And I think that is going to be key for a lot of these teams who may be just trying to get back into it right now, not too focused about getting top 2, but just want to give themselves a chance in the later games. So I'm really interested to see the play style from a team like Orange, from a team like Red, especially because Red has the ping diff. Same thing
True.
with Green with the ping disadvantage. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. I think this could be a game. I think Purple has shown a lot of great teamwork here. I think Purple could do actually quite well. They're able to stick together here. And I think that's something I want to be on the lookout for. If I'm picking one team, though, above the rest, I mean, it's hard to pick against Lime at this, right? Like,
It is
I think I
hard
just
to pick
kinda
against
have to.
Lime. I'm saying that Cyan are going to take the victory here. But again, I do think if you're Cyan, you're now looking over your shoulder at Pink saying, PvP-based games, these guys have played in multiple teams together for a very, very long time. But of course, as Cyan are all, I believe, Lifesteal members, it's a very PvP-based server. And those guys are very, very focused and very, very good at PvP. Force of It specifically is very strong at PvP. Gets a lot of loot from this chest. Gracie grabbing some
Gracie
loot
gets
as
a
well. Wow, that's a
huge chest
great
with
chest.
armor. Oh my gosh, that's going to be big. I think the main thing here is really going to be, where do teams take early fights? Does any team really get eliminated quickly here? The thing about survival games compared to the other game modes that are PvP based, this is it. One shot. You know, Meltdown's 3 rounds. Sky Battle, I believe, is 2.
Yep.
Survival games is you got one shot.
One
You really
and
don't wanna mess
done.
it up.
Yep.
It's really going to be big here.
So I think there's going to be a lot of not camping, but a lot of staying back, being passive initially until those fights are really forced towards the end of this game. You know who I think is actually going to perform very well? I believe that Yellow are really going to come out of their shells in this game, given the fact that, as far as I know, they're all very experienced Minecraft players, but almost, if you will, retro experienced Minecraft players. And that is exactly what survival games to me screams. This
That is
screams
a great point.
2013, 2014 era of Minecraft, and we can see here, not able to put multi-shot and piercing on the same crossbow, Harry, but multi-shot on the crossbow is pretty damn strong.
Multi-shot is good. Piercing is obviously great as well if they end up getting a second crossbow. Looks like a lot of teams doing a very good job staying together. Green, as we can see, pretty geared out, pretty together right now. Looks like no team is really taking a fight. Looks like Pink is actually potentially playing a little bit aggressive.
I like that from Pink. They really they need to get some coins, and the only way they're going to be doing this is by really pushing. And I think that if that's what they go for, it's a great idea. So I would say, I think Pink need to lean into this part of everyone's being a little bit passive, everyone's being a little bit scared. You need to go out there, be confident, and push. Because I think that, honestly, you start running at a team, they're going to start running away. They're not going to be running and ready for the fight. They're going to start running away. And if you can pick 1 or 2 players off early doors, that's when you can start taking out whole teams and then getting better loot and really snowballing into that finale round. Yeah.
100% here. It doesn't seem like we've seen any team take a fight yet. It looked like Pink and Blue were pretty close. Doesn't look like that might be the case anymore. The thing to keep an eye on is what teams are still looking for kind of loot here, and what teams are really looking to be on the aggressive. It looks like Green is actually potentially trying to be a bit more on the aggressive here from where they've been moving around the map. It looks like Cyan is going to get a supply drop, which is huge.
I was about to say this, yeah.
What
it did say the supply drop landed in between cyan, green, and yellow. So I think that all of them are pretty close, within about 50 blocks of one another. But now you can see the airdrop, the new airdrop that's incoming, is seemingly far away from a lot of people on our top row of streams here. And we've got Nominal Gravy looking pretty geared up, gets a chainmail chestplate, now in full iron minus that chainmail chestplate, and able to hand out some stuff to his teammates.
Yeah, a lot of armor there. Yellow, we thought they could do pretty good so far. They're looking okay. I'm a little bit worried about their armor situation. A lot of leather chestplates I'm seeing from them. That's going to be a little bit unfortunate for them. Purple, I mentioned them earlier as well. They seem to have some pretty good armor. I'm only noticing, I believe, one leather.
Red going in for a fight. Sorry, have to cut you off here. Red.
Yes,
taking
absolutely.
a fight here.
Red versus orange. And it looks like Red's taking the victory here. 2 already down, 3 down, 1 member left. And that is going to be it. Red, huge
bang.
Floods.
That's very big. Orange Ocelots get eliminated early on. Binish going in with that confidence, really trying to push in, but he gets shown the smite of the Red Rabbits. Really, really good stuff from Red. And I think that's going to allow them to hopefully snowball just a little bit. That's going to improve their gear. That's going to really help them, you know, make sure that they've got all of those enchants. They've got the best kind of armor that they can get, giving them slight advantages in future fights that they may be taking, especially for the fact that no team had to go and clean them up. But Red still on the aggressive.
Yeah, they look like they're going to potentially be taking another fight. It looks like Pink is very close to the supply drop, so they're heading over to that right now. Very
Purple
close.
crossbows drawn.
Pink, purple.
Yeah, it looks like they are prepared for something. Ooh, they're scouting out some team there. I'm not sure exactly which team that was through that house. Maybe it's green, because I can see that Nominal Gravy's inside a house right now. But it looks like they're not going to take the fight.
Lime or green. They're both in houses. Obviously hard to tell between the colors. It looks like red, and it looks like Aqua was taking a fight with Pink.
Wow, Aqua versus Pink, and Akko gets the first kill.
Richard
takes a death here.
Yeah.
Just kind of got jumped. Gracie straight lining. Oh, but gets hit from the side.
Oh, and it gets killed from behind.
Damn.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate. Getting those trades is not what you want. You need to try and keep as many players on your team alive. And they do keep 3 players alive. Gracie is the only player on Pink to fall.
Blue is cleaning up this fight.
Oh, wow. Blue coming in. Yeah, on the aggressive.
That's going to be big.
Lagundo chasing right now.
In the Batman mask.
Sending a few bow shots towards the Pink team. But Pink do seem to escape, at least for now. And Lagundo's going to go and loot this grave right here.
This is really big because they're going to get all the graves from Aqua that Pink was not able to get in time. But it looks like
the border is closing in right now, though. So
yeah, got to be a little bit careful. It looks like even though with the kills, oh, I don't agree with that Lagundo harming healing potion play on Tanisha. That was
I didn't think that was necessary right there. But to be fair, they are now running into another team, so it is good to at least be on full health before you take an engagement.
The situation is just so poor. I think they potentially missed iron leggings in a chest for Lagundo, which would be huge because he has currently none.
Oh, no leggings at all? Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Their whole armor for blue, they did clean up a fight, but they have a lot of half leather, half nothing.
Oh, wow, and Purple take a death there. Akko with another kill. Forcevit getting a kill on one of the green team members.
Yeah.
2 of the green team down now.
Wow.
That's
This is big.
three. No, that's two green team members down still.
Some real action starting to happen now. It looks
Blue
like Red has
again.
700 million TNT to place on Lime. This could be a huge fight for Red if they're able to take out Lime here. It looks like they're going to play a little bit aggressive. They have relatively the same armor, maybe a little bit less than they'd like, but can absolutely potentially take this fight here.
Ooh,
as
green
they have
died
the
to
better positioning
purple.
advantage.
Wendy takes a
Green
death
is
to
dying
purple there, but one purple member is already dead. I think that's Bubblebrook that we have the POV pulled up. Yeah, Bubblebrook is actually already dead. And we can see Cyan in the middle here. They see a team through the wall and sprint away.
Yeah.
Don't want to take that fight
really,
yet.
Really crucial for Red right now. They have pretty solid positioning. They have Lime kind of pinned, and I believe this is Blue in this house right now. I can't 100% tell. I think it is. It might be Aqua. No, I think it's Aqua. It's going to be one of the teams. If they're able to get another team wipe, that would be massive for their points here. Everyone seems to be pretty stationary. Red Rabbits, I would say, has the best positioning of any team so far left.
Sorry, I have to quickly bring it up. Apo gets the final kill on green, and then Akko goes elsewhere and gets a kill on purple. Yeah. So they're fighting on two fronts, but actually able to keep this up. And we're seeing Cyan go in for a fight here.
Yeah, and they're doing all of this, by the way, with Gracie down. So they've been doing this with 3 members.
They've been doing immensely well. First in coins at the moment to Cyan's second.
Oh, Lime on Pink. Is it going to be enough? A lot of action happening. But while all this action is happening, Red is able to just sit on top of a house still.
Oh my gosh.
Phenomenal positioning.
Again,
I think Red is the favorite to win this game.
Akko fighting on two fronts. Akko being able to clear up the purple team. And Apo Kuna getting a kill on Lime. Yeah, and another kill for Apo. Pink Parrots are surging into the lead right now. And we can see Cyan taking a fight with all of Yellow. And Forcivit dies by running into the entirety of the Yellow team. We see Yellow hitting in the back of Switchback and getting 3 kills there, Harry. Wow. That's crazy.
But who's going to come in for the cleanup here? This is what really matters. Is it going to be Pink? Is Red really just going to play this passive to try and just get the save points? Are they going to try and drop? 2 Red members are down. It looks like they are able to clean up the rest of Yellow. This is going to be a Pink versus Red showdown here for the final. And Red has the advantage in players, but I would argue that Pink probably has the best player on either between Oppo and Akko, as Oppo gets a kill on Pyro.
Now it's all back and level once again.
Red
and here it is.
Low.
And
a ton of damage.
Milkberry taking a hell of a lot of damage here. Pink really trying to cook here. Wait, there's one Lime member still alive in the middle. Nominal Gravy coming in for a kill on Akko.
Has been living. Harry is alive as well.
They kind of almost need to team up. There's 2 Yellow members left. 5 players remain. Nominal Gravy down. But Harry really getting a few good crits onto... Oh, not quite getting the finish on the kill, though. And is going to take a death. Yeah. Almost got the kill on, I think, Olive there. But Pink... Wow.
And Pink is going to take
an amazing win for Pink there.
Monster amount of coins. Monster amount. 1,600 coins above the second place team, and it looks like 2 through 4 were all very close. And I think the thing that's really noticeable here is Pink, Yellow, Red. That hasn't been the teams we've been focusing on. We've been focusing on Blue, Lime, Cyan. This was huge. So I think depending, it looks like Lime was still able to get 6th, not too far down. But I think what we were saying, you don't want to get too comfortable too early when you have a big lead. Pink, after that performance, might be in first, and we're going to see in
that's a 2,800 point difference between Lime and Pink in that game alone. And Pink Parrots, as you say, do leapfrog.
Only 200.
This is second. This is such a nail-biting game right now. And we're going into game 6. Anything can still happen in that top 4 right now.
Survival Games was the best possible game for that game to just get everyone back on a level playing field. This really has turned into everyone's kind of fighting for second. Now there is a clear-cut top 3 teams. Blue Bats could still potentially make something happen. You know, 1,500 points, it sounds like a lot. You never know when all these games have
such a huge difference in that game and that game alone. There was around 2,500 points difference. There was a 3,000 points difference between Lime Llamas and Pink. Yet we just saw them be able to pull so much of that back to now there's only about, I can't exactly see the difference. What, 200 points? Only 200 points difference now.
That's it. And there's only 600 points between the top 3 teams, which is nothing at this point in the game. So
agreed.
Remember how that Sands of Time game went for Lime Llamas? If Lime Llamas messes up in Sands of Time, they're in third. They're in third right now. So that playing Sands of Time early, huge buff to them. It's going to be really interesting to see how these last 3 games play out. And I think this is where I hate to say it because we've been saying these 2 games so much. I would be shocked if Build Mart does not get played right now. I think Build Mart is the game that everyone wants. They kind of saw what happens if you play an individual game where a team like Pink can just go absolutely buck wild. I think a lot of teams
with
are
only
try
3 members.
Like, okay,
yeah,
this is gonna. I
think this is really and truly now or never for the certain games that you really want to start playing, but you can't play anywhere else. So I'm thinking Build Mart, definitely one. But I do think that there's going to be some sentimental value to those games that you played a ton of. So, for example, that Sky Battle, it's probably the most popular game on MCC Island. It's the game that most of these players would have played a ton of, more than any other game that's there. But
and to get to the other side, speaking of those games, just added, that could be a very solo-based game where someone can carry, and it might be something that a team like Cyan goes for if it's very movement-based. I would be shocked, though, if it's not Build Mart. I could see maybe Bingo but Fast, but I would be blown away if it is not Build Mart right now.
So if you were Lime and you need to try and confirm that first place spot, do you think you're ever going to go for Tug Toss here? Because I do think that given the fact that Lime did quite well in Ace Race, they could be quite good movement based to get to the other side.
Could be quite good at movement. That's actually a really great point. But I think in something like that, I'm not sure how the point distribution works in something like to get to the other side. I'm not sure if the team bonuses for finishing together is as much in something like Ace Race. But as we see here, I don't think it's going to matter. This is a overwhelming landslide for Build Mart unless
they start walking, and they certainly are walking right now.
Oh! Does that count if it drops into? Oh.
It does!
Vote tied.
Vote tied between 3 of them, and Rocket Sleep Rush gets it!
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wild.
Orange looked devastated. They really wanted to play Build Mart. There's still 2 more games, 2 more opportunities for them to play Build Mart. Now, I believe, I don't know if my math serves me right, but there's not 16 games. So I don't know if there's going to be a replacement every single time.
I think we're out of replacements.
I believe we're out of replacements now. So as far as I know.
This is something we mentioned earlier. This is such a individual-based game. So this is something where, this is something where you truly really cannot practice it. Even on the 100%. MCC practice server, it's not the same. It's just not the same experience. So this is going to be something where a lot of players' Minecraft instincts are just going to kick in. And this is where I think a team like Blue could do really well. We see a lot of SMP people do pretty well in something like this. I think this is a thing where Lime can do really well, and I think this is a thing that Aqua can do really well.
100%.
I know Pink Parrots just had a phenomenal round in survival games, but I don't know if their skill set really matches up with this as much as some people may think.
No, I completely agree. Hardcore and Elytra just go well together in my eyes.
Absolutely.
I feel like that is going to really allow them to cook, but you can see that Pink are really taking heed of what their senseis have been saying, what MCC previous participants have been saying, and they're able to just test out their Elytras in this lobby, make sure everything's working fine, make sure they're equipped before you get dropped down. We can see Gracie actually Elytra hopping to get some extra height before they start, potentially.
I would say I'm very impressed by some of the movement I'm seeing in this lobby. Now, one team I am a bit worried about is Red and Green. How does 150 plus ping affect Rocket Spleef Rush? Is it going to mess up your rockets?
How many people are going to just fall to the void here, by the way?
Oh,
do we think any?
The answer is 0, but there's probably going to be at least 1. Watching a team like Aqua as well, I think could be a real sleeper in this. Orange as well. Yellow Yaks could do very good at this as well. I think this is really going to be something we're just going to have to see.
I'm going to be deadly serious. It looks like a lot of these rockets are being focused towards other players rather than surviving themselves. Oh no,
really?
And Green!
Oh!
Green looks like they're gonna fall down, and red also losing.
Red gets
Wait,
2 players,
Red
and
gets-
green loses 2 players.
wait,
Wow.
no, red. Yeah, red loses 2 players. Sorry,
Red
I
loses 2.
missed that.
Green is down 3. Green is down 3 right now. We just mentioned the ping thing, and it looks like that may be
That
playing a part.
truly may play a part here.
That was real. The first 4 people eliminated all have easily over 100 ping. That is huge. But blue not doing as well as I could have thought. Tanisha and
Oh
Switchback
yeah,
not
Switch
doing too
and
great.
Tanisha both taking deaths here as well.
I
Heading
did
over
mention
to the
orange.
next
Orange
spot.
seems to be in first right now. Orange and lime. Cyan high as well. Those are the 3
Force of
teams
it
I
not
believe
getting
with
the
all of their
boost.
players
There we
still.
go.
Oh, 2
Akko's
orange
taken a
did
death
fall.
here. And so has Gracie. Green Geckos have all gone now.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
But it looks like
Lime and
Lime
Cyan
are
the
truly
2
cooking
teams
as
here.
well.
Yeah. Lime
And it's
Cyan
really
doing
how
great.
well can you use your Elytra? How well do you know Minecraft mechanics? And then how well are you able to do exactly what
2 of
Nominal
lime
Gravy is
off
doing?
the map. Eliminated. Wow. 3 of lime. Back to back
Wow.
to back.
Nominal Gravy, on the other hand, it seems to be doing really, really, really
He's
well.
been doing great. I'm watching Richard as well on Aquaxolotls. He's doing really strongly too. Is going to be able to potentially still hit this. Maybe needs to use a glide. Oh, he might have already used it. That is unfortunate. But a lot of teams doing pretty strong here besides the teams with a rough ping time.
Ooh, it looks like Nominal Gravy is going to take a death there. That is going to be the rest of Lime gone, and it looks like Blue aren't going to make it to this next island either. And it looks like only Cyan and maybe some of Aqua were able to get to that side. Lagundo
maybe
really trying to stretch out as far as he can with this Elytra and gets 1 extra placement from it. 3 players now remain. And it looks like Force of It is one of them. Goes to the new location.
I believe it is just Force of It, Oppo, and that might even be it. Oh, and
Gynerus taking the death there. Oh, but Force of It
falls
down, and Apo Kuna takes home the first map.
That was huge for Pink because
that
they
is
were not
really
looking
huge.
Too hot.
They were not doing amazingly,
early.
but getting that first place finish is going to be very helpful for their overall score. Getting 4th in that. Cyan do still take first place, and Blue Bats, as you said, did get 2nd there.
Yeah. No, that was huge. I think Blue Bats did a really good job recovering well, even though Tanisha and Switchback Mongo got eliminated early. They still did a really good job. Lagundo and Brock staying together. Great stuff there. And the second round is kicking off here. A team I want to watch really closely in this round is Orange. They seem to have a very, very strong start. No one on their team got eliminated, I believe, within the top, 30. So I think they have a real chance here to get back up. They had a tough ending to the round, but I think they can do really well still.
I really like how aggressive Orange are being. They're flying towards people, guns drawn, ready to shoot. You know what I mean? They're not playing to make any friends here. They're really going for the kill. And we see Yellow Yak's Harry eliminating himself there. Not ideal.
Yeah. That is going to be tough early on here. Second island spawns. And what you're saying about Orange is totally true. You know, they're not a team that's at the top of the board right now. So if they want to get back into this, why not try and go for some kills, right? It's just
exactly
the play to make, Worst thing happens, maybe you fall off. Oh, well, you tried. That's, I think, a really smart play from them here.
100%. Just going for the aggressive play seems to work.
All 4 of them still alive.
Yeah, we see 2 of the green members fall off, another yellow member fall off, and it looks like Richard might not be able to make this one survive. Doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, and Chaos Corpse just getting slightly higher placement there, and 30 players now left. As you say, none of Orange eliminated in that top 10. And Binish with a lovely clutch there. Can he make it to this next island? Let's hope so. Looks like he's got it easily. Lovely stuff.
I think he'll be fine. That was really clean play. But yeah, they're slowly but surely climbing up the point leaderboards. All they need is someone to just get into that top 5. They're playing really strong as a team though right now, and I think that's going to be really, really good for them if they can just keep it going. Keep it going. Looks like red and green still having a bit of a tough time here. Yellow Yaks really seem to have taken a turn for the worse after Harry died in 9th now.
Cyan, though,
team's
really
yeah,
pulling
Cyan's
away now.
phenomenal. Cyan is
Oh,
phenomenal.
and as I say that, Force of it may not be
Oh,
able to make it to this next island. Just
that
gets
was
the
a
floor exploded
really-
underneath him.
yeah,
Nominal
that
Gravy
was just
also falling off. Wow.
really unfortunate there from the POVs we're able to watch. Just sometimes, in a game like this, there's gonna be a lot of RNG. You might just miss something that happens, and then you're going for a floor jump, and boom, it gets broken half a second beforehand. You can't do anything
I would
about
love
it,
to see Orange get first, be last alive here. I would
I
love
think they
to
have
see
a real
Binish
chance
make it.
still. Binish
Because
has been doing great.
I feel like they
Ooh.
haven't potentially had that pop-off moment yet of being able to say, yes, we really did this. We really cooked here.
I think Binish should. Yeah, Binish makes the
Binish
really
should
smart
make
play
this.
here. Does reload the rocket before heading to this island. I was worried that it would be close.
Oh,
I think
no!
a lot of teams-
No! Commentator
Oh, that
curse.
is so
Oh,
unfortunate.
that's gutting.
Not able to click a ledge. That is rough.
Played very well, though. Played very well. Only six,
well.
I think, players
Look-
remain. Is that the entirety of
this.
blue left?
I was gonna say, look at how many blue bats. I believe there's 3. I believe
Okay,
there's 3
yes.
blue bats.
Only because Switchback Bongo just died, though. And I mean
Yeah, wow.
just
And it
died.
looks like they are recognizing that they have this advantage and are trying to play much more aggressively now.
that
Unfortunately,
may
paying off
not
as Legudo is
work.
gonna fall. Yeah.
Oh my
He
gosh.
is gonna take out the whole island and
Gets
knock
the whole
out,
island, though.
I believe Mid Mystic.
Gets
yeah.
Mid Mystic before he dies. And who is
And I
going to take this one
believe-
home?
I
Because
believe
it
it's
does look
Tanisha. I
like it's going to be Tanisha versus what? Is that Apo that's still alive again? Because Brooke dies
It is
in
gonna be
third.
Tanisha.
Oh, Tanisha
Huge
does get
pop-up
there
from Laguna.
just before Apo.
Yeah. Amazing.
Blue
Laguna.
bats.
Dude, look at the score difference between 2 and 3. Oh my
That
goodness.
is huge. Blue
And now
bats
here's the
really pulled it
problem.
out the bag there.
But here's the problem. Lime Llamas in 6th. The point differential between Blue Bats, Cyan Coyotes, and Lime Llamas going in this game was 600. Blue Bats and Cyan Coyotes are 1,000 up or 1,200 up on
gosh.
3rd, let alone 7th that Lime is in. So
Are we
Lime
gonna
has
see
been
Lime
so
crumble?
dominating. This is going to be really tough. Lime is going to have to hope and pray for a game like Goldmart. and
I'm
see if
going to
they
be
can get their team
focusing
chemistry
on
back.
Lime for this next section, I think, because this
Yeah,
is
no,
going to
that's
be
smart.
super, super important for them. You don't want to
This
see
is
any of
big.
their team members dying early on. Not quite getting
Nominal
the
Gravy
jumps
has-
that he needs. Okay, Gravy getting a big, big boost there.
There
You
we
see
go,
Olive
yeah.
Sleepy fall off. Couple of the green members, but I've not seen a
Ooh.
Lime member fall yet, which is very
no, I've
positive.
not seen a line member fall either.
Gracie eliminates.
Gracie falling could be big for the Pink Parrots. That is unfortunate. That's going to be tough here. Pink Parrots also one of those teams that was so close on the top earlier.
Needs to get a
Nominal
boost.
Gravy giving me a heart attack.
Nominal
Oh
Gravy!
my-
No, that's not what you want to
Oh,
see.
he has the glide, he has the glide, he has
okay,
the-
okay.
Oh,
Boosts back up.
that's big.
Uh-oh.
Giving a little bit of nerves here.
Oh,
But all of Lime
oh
is still
no!
up. Great play.
Had a block
Oh,
above his
but
head.
not. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Wasn't
Phenomenal
aware.
Gravy. Looks like Blue Bats also struggling with this map a tiny bit more. Lagundo going to be taking a death here, but 2 of the Blue Bats are still alive.
Yeah, they're in first. I don't think any team has looked phenomenal here. Pink Parrots have climbed to 3rd, but look at the score gap right now.
Yellow
It is
Yak's
just
entirely
huge.
out.
That's tough for Yellow Yaks. Orange as well. That's gonna be really rough. Oh, Force of It had a weird bug or just mistimed something there.
Oh no,
Really
unfortunate. And
unfortunate.
Cyan Coyotes now also out. We've still got, I think it's either 1 or 2. We've got 1 pink still in this. So if
Yeah.
it's Apo, do we think that Apo could get 1-2-1?
It is Oppo. I believe it is Oppo.
Apo's crazy at this sort of game.
Wild.
Doing
It's a
very,
huge
very
point
well.
boost. Yeah. Someone from Blue is still alive as well. Now, the thing here is how much can Oppo sneak up on that score of Cyan? Every point here matters. Every time he's able to get a little bit more coins, just even if he's able to make the gap by like less than 1,000, that'd
sure.
be so big. That'd be so big here. That's what I really want to watch out for.
We see blue, green. There's a purple left. Oh, but purple sadly falls into the void. That was the furthest
Scalda
that
did
purple have got,
great.
though. Top 4.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Scalda, I
strong for
remember in the-
purple still.
In the first round, I believe she fell off very early and made quite the comeback in the 3rd game. It's huge improvement there. Good for purple.
Appo with a
And
really well-timed rocket spleef there. Just
Yeah.
going to wait until the ground just
And
about
it's
starts to
able knock
deteriorate.
away. Knock away
Oh.
blue. It should be fine. Oh, yeah, they get placed right on something there. Appo playing very aggressive, it looks like.
Oh,
Trying to,
and
like,
Chaos
torpedo
actually
down.
goes out. It is blue versus pink in this finale.
Yeah.
Can we
This is big.
see a 1-2-1 finish from Appo Kuna here? Really going to be pushing towards that top one individual potentially as well. And
Yeah, wow.
oh, goes for the aggressive sort of play of going for the ground.
Wow.
But may not get
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Oh, but has
I
the
cannot
Elytra
tell
equipped.
who's high. I cannot tell who's higher. I think it's blue. I think it's gonna be blue.
Oh, I think it is
It
blue.
is gonna be blue.
Oh, and
Mongo
Appo gets
gets
second
the
place.
W.
Switchback Mongo getting first.
Look
Immense.
At
That
that
gap
first four
is
teams,
huge
oh my
now.
gosh. I believe Blue Bats. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who's in first.
I don't know either.
think-
I'm gonna be so
I
serious.
think
I
it's
hope
Cyan.
you did.
I think it's Cyan.
I
it's
think
gonna
it might be
and
cyan
blue.
pink.
Best
I
player
think
rankings.
Lime have slipped into third,
Dude,
in my opinion.
Look at Oppo's points compared to everyone
What?
else. 1900
600
to
point
1300.
diff. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It is Cyan and blue. It is Cyan and blue. But pink is only out by 100 and Lime is only out by less than 100.
How
Why is it
close
two
can you
final
get?
teams?
That's
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
So all of the top four are within 850 coins.
So now we get into some real weird stuff here, right? So I would say Cyan and pink probably want to do some PvP stuff. And I would say blue and lime want to not do some PvP stuff. So what is going to be the thought process of the other 6 teams? It's what do you want to play, right? So I would assume that most of the other teams who realistically at this point have less of a chance of getting a battle box, they're probably going to want to just play some fun team stuff that they're not going to be able to play. So I think you're going to see a lot of build mart votes. You might even see a lot of bingo but fast votes. I think we've been saying those names a lot, but people have been voting for them. The chickens are just the ones not cooperating.
Agreed. And I do truly think that people that, you can now see people starting to rally the troops in the chat. Oh, build mart, BM. Yeah. Oh, Chad Battlebox. People are trying to really push their teams to go, right, please can you vote for this? Because we know we're stronger in this. And that's truly what I think that blue and lime are now going to have the chance with, because I think that things like build mart are going to be more likely to be played than, for example, other games like Battlebox or Sky Battle, which you could play at another time.
Yeah. And this is gonna be really interesting. I saw Laguno in the chat say just play Battlebox on MCC Island forehead. Pretty smart marketing there.
Very,
the
very
teams
true.
On your side. I do see Gracie heading into the Hall of Fame, and it looks like Oppo, after a dominant performance, is in first place overall.
Thought as much.
Very
Good
well
stuff
deserved.
for Oppo. Doing very, very well.
Yeah, incredible stuff there. This is going to be, I would argue, I mean, never know with going into Game 8, but I think this is going to be the real deciding factor. There's currently 4 real viable teams for Dodgeball here. I think we're going to narrow that down to 3 at the end of this 7th
You
game.
think that there's really going to be that much difference? I'm
think
tentatively going to agree with you. I
tough.
do think that this game could be what sorts first and fourth out, and then I think the next game is really what's going to come between second and third.
Parkour Warrior was the
Parkour
game
Warrior.
we were missing. That could be huge.
Wow.
That could be a game a lot of people vote for.
Oh, okay. A lot of people are booing it actually in the chat.
Oh, that's going to be Mid-Mystics wants Parkour. Makes sense for Cyan. I think we're going to see Pink probably go for Build Mart here.
I'm hoping
Looks
that
like
they
go for
throw
Build
their
Mart,
eggs
throwing it
late.
towards bingo.
Guys, you've got 24
And they
seconds to
dunked.
vote.
Pink dunked.
Oh, yellow
huge.
dunked pink.
Harry said
That's
no
big.
thanks. And it looks like it's going to be Build Mart again or bingo but
Or
fast.
bingo.
The Fox.
Oh, the fox goes out for Build Mart. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's looking like Build Mart.
Okay, the fox is running away. It looks like it's
Unless
going to be
there's
Build
some
Mart.
Disaster.
2, 1. Voting is closed, and the game still has 12 seconds to choose. And it looks like what are they doing? Where are they going? Oh
might be
my
Parkour
gosh,
Warrior here.
where are these chickens
It
going?
is Build Mart. It is
Okay,
Build
we
Mart.
see Build Mart.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I'm Pink Parrots, I'm sweating. This is not what you wanted to play. This is not what you're deemed, quote unquote, good at going into this event. Can you prove people wrong, can you make a huge play? You don't have to win, but if you're able to just compete with the other teams and get a game that you want in the final game, get this one out of the way, it's huge. And a similar thought process for Cyan as well. I think this is going to be the real separator. Can Blue Bats and Lime Llamas really take advantage of Build Mart here?
You know what? I'm going to go out there and say Pink get first this game.
Really? Wow.
What?
I'm going to say...
What? I think truly they've kind of been under-repped as just a team-based... as a team. Because I think...
That's super valid.
Even though, you know, they are arguably stronger with PvP-based games, I do think that in reality, these guys work very well together as a team. And yeah, I think I'm very much biased as well. However, Jojo was in call with them yesterday. They did have a big, long VOD review session all of yesterday to look at pretty much exclusively Build Mart as a team. They were all together while they did this, which I think is really, really hype.
Yeah, no, I think
so. They're now scouting out the stuff. They're scouting out what they need. You know, okay, so we need moss blocks, we need oxidized cut copper stairs. Are we going to need slabs? Are we going to need bricks? You know, what do we need here?
That's important. Similar to what we were saying with Bingo But Fast about overlapping things. Like 2 builds need moss. Okay, so how much moss do we need? Like start to think about. There's a lot of spruce wood in both of these builds, I believe. So how can you grab extra spruce wood, use it for the ladder? You need jungle acacia. Moss is going to be huge. Prismarine, I would grab a lot of prismarine just early. I think Aqua is a big sleeper here. I think if I'm picking a team to win, though, I'm going to say Lime. I think they've shown that they are the best team. I think
that is true. That is very true.
Ability to just kind of understand what's happening. So I think they are the team to really have a momentous out here.
Focusing in on Gracie here, they are going to try and get the moss very early on. But I think Gracie's using a shovel. Not using the hoe, so doesn't, you know, maybe there's small things like that where you could have Blue Bats able to really show their advantage of just knowing more about Minecraft. Hey, I know a little bit more about Minecraft than you do, so let me do this. They are going to need a hell of a lot of this oxidized cut copper, though. So we are already going to see Lagundo going in for this build. And just starting things off. Very plain, very simple. Gonna go and get everything begun. Because placing things in the air is always a little bit scary. You don't know exactly where things need to go.
And it's always weird when you're working with stair blocks like this, right? Like, how do they actually work? Like, where is the hole? I kind of see the view here. Lagundo's got to place another stair the same direction he placed the first one. This is not going to be correct what he's currently doing, which is going to be a big thing. I think he notices it. He doesn't. He's not aware that he has 2 slabs. He needs
a full block there, I think, right?
There.
Oh, it's a stair block. You're right.
Wide. It's a stair block that's facing the same
direction.
Yeah, it's one. He doesn't realize
you're right. It is a one, effectively like 1 pixel hole rather than a 2 pixel hole, which is what he's got, which could be a big issue.
It's really hard to notice like the exact kind of overlaps of where the blocks go, and it's just a little bit weird. Lagundo also not really recognizing that he needs a little bit more moss. Hopefully someone's on the way with that. Blue seems to be a little bit flustered here. Hoping they can get a...
and there we go. We see Pink first to complete trees. And we're going to see Gracie really looking at this fish and trying to wrap her head around it. While Olive Sleepy is going to look at this rainbow and hopefully go and grab a few colors.
Yeah,
are we going to see that
Lime was working on the fish as well? Nominal Gravy seems to be the main block getter for this group. I really like how, we're starting to see how our team's going to do this. Are we just having one player focus on some builds? Are we having some dedicated material gatherers here? And I think the way that I would personally play Build Mart is I think having one dedicated material gatherer at least is really important. And you want at least, I think, 2 people who are kind of focusing on the builds. And then if you're able, maybe you have 2 dedicated material gatherers in the beginning.
They're missing 1 moss block.
Does get the fish finally.
In Aqua, they're missing 1 moss block, I think.
Oh, I think he just got it.
Wait, they filled it in, but I don't think they've they must be missing something else as well.
Yeah, it's potentially the eye of the fish, maybe. Lagundo heading back out to get blocks.
And they get both of them at once, getting treetop and the fish eye simultaneously.
Same thing with Lime here. Second to complete Gamer Room. Quite interesting. That's going to be a big boost for Lime. A lot of the scores here still Very early
I
on.
think
Cyan already with 1K points,
Wendy being able to use this fly like a lot better than I've seen a lot of other teams use it. Some people have just been, built like pillaring up to get to the top of these builds, but we can see that Wendy is using the fly ability as optimally as possible. And
I think that's something that a lot of teams forget you have, which I think is really, really crucial in these events. And it looks like, we haven't talked about Cyan a lot for this. We didn't think they'd be doing too good. They currently have double the points of anyone else right now. And it seems like Force of It is the dedicated material gatherer. But Aqua, as I said, I thought they were going to do good. They have launched up to second place now.
What happened with Pink? They got there very early on, but it looks like Gracie's still really struggling with this one.
It is not an easy build. It is not an easy build. When stairs overlap like this, it is not a fun time. It's not enjoyable. Gracie really trying to figure it out. You got to recognize, just...
What's a stair? What's a slab? What's a...
Yeah.
What's a full block?
I think the most important thing you can do in this is find, a safety block, right? So, for this build, the safety block is that first stair on the top of the fish, that makes the fish head. So what you want to do is really just kind of build everything else around that.
Around that one block.
Okay, so something here is a little bit off. You need to make the tail a little bit longer. How do you do that? Well, the stair is rotating the wrong way. You need to place another stair out because it's a 2 square space, which equals a full block. And you're not going to be able to make that with a slap. You're just not going to be able to do that in that same exact space. So I think Gracie's recognizing this maybe. Seems to be a little... Yes, Gracie does recognize it. Is able to fix it. And then all she's going to have to do is flip the stair, add 2 slabs, and we should be done with this build for Pink. Unless something else is missing. I believe the bottom needs something. I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just a slab
should be hard. I think the best way to do that is build off the moss block, potentially. Or you could do that. That works
gets one down and then just has to place the second. Oh.
Yeah, and then we're good. Really.
Bang, there we go. Took a little bit of time, but does get there. And Pink Parrot's actually the first to complete Rainbow as well, completing 2 at one time, and now jumping back into the lead.
Look at these. So the only team we're not seeing in this top 4 right now is Blue Bats, which is a team we thought was going to do quite well. They're in 5th, though, not far behind at all. The top 4 teams are all playing quite well. It might just come down to who is going to be able to get these last couple builds the fastest. There's still plenty of time.
Very, very
but
true.
These builds are going to be starting to...
There's 4 minutes remaining, and it's just, it doesn't matter how close you are to finishing the build. You have to get it done in time before it is over. So... Do you have to... It's at this sort of point where you go, okay, we're going to just completely ignore this one because we know we're not going to finish it in time.
Yep.
Because remember, you get more points if you finish a build first. So let's say, you've just seen that Pink Parrots finished Rainbow first. Whatever build is after Rainbow, no one's even going to have the chance to complete that yet. So in my head, I'm thinking, right, let's ignore one that we've been... we may have neglected this one a little bit, but let's really focus on getting first on this build in the time that we've got left.
Absolutely. And I think something that's really kind of interesting with that is Cyan is doing, I think, a great job at that. A lot of teamwork on what blocks need to be where. Oh, Force of It almost crafted the stone slabs. That just gave me a heart attack. It's smooth stone. I don't even know if Force of It realizes he needs to put them in a furnace. I think he's struggling to realize that. Maybe thinking of a stone cutter here?
Oh, okay. Drops the stone, so it looks like someone else is going to be taking over from that.
Yes. Okay.
And I see a furnace lit up, so hopefully that is the stone in that furnace right there. Oh, they do need a few stone for buttons, though, so hopefully they didn't use all of the stone in that furnace on this build that they're actually building right now.
They do need some stone. Yeah, that is going to be big. I believe they did need all of the smooth stone for the other build, though, so... Regardless, I think they need to just get more
Get a
stone.
few more bits
Blue
of
Bats,
stone.
Second to complete Seiki Worm. That's going to get them right back in this. Aqua's still making it challenging for these teams to get all in the top 4, staying in 3rd. And these Flamingo build, if Cyan is able to complete this Flamingo build right now, that would be absolutely massive for them. I believe they're just missing some sand and button. And if they're able to get that first, that's big. Purple Panda second to complete Meltdown. This could be really anyone's game still. Now, we know that it looks like Cyan and Lime, as Lime has climbed back up, seem to have a little bit of a lead, but that's realistically only like 1 or 2 builds. 100%. There's still 2 minutes.
Oh, and Pink gets another build, but at the same time, they get 2 builds, actually. But at the same time, they still can't leapfrog back into first because Cyan have now taken a resounding lead.
Yeah, this is really big.
And they're
It's gonna
about to
be-
finish yet another build if they can get these daisies in the right spots.
They need the daisies and they need the sand. They're placing the sand now. The daisies are coming in. A lot of builds coming in. Lime first.
Lime
with
gets
TikTok.
first for
That's gonna be
TikTok.
big. Is Blue Bats going to be able to leapfrog Aqua, or is that still going to be a problem? Finishing the builds, Cyan doing a great
1
job. Of
minute and
utilizing the Fly now
17
as well,
seconds
and
left.
they're now 1,000 ahead of second place.
Cyan
Now, what is
really
Blue
doing well
potentially
here.
get done?
Lots
What
of
is Blue
stones, smelting up that stone to get those stone slabs. So at least we're aware of that situation now. I'm going to spread
Yes.
out the stone slabs as well. Really smart
Smart.
use.
Very smart play. We just seem to be missing the stone slabs for that clock build on the right. I'm not sure how difficult this build is on the left, that new one. I haven't gotten to be able to get a good look at that. Looks like there's a 2 clock builds. If Cyan can get these 2 clock builds done, they don't seem that challenging. They have obviously only 40 seconds. First of it needs to craft the smooth stone, and I believe they'll at least be able to get the blue one done. If they're able to get this, I believe that's granite slabs, polished granite slabs. Like, I don't know what the MCC resource pack. That is gonna be huge. They do need a little bit more of the smooth
Okay,
stone
got
slab.
a
They
few
should be able
bits
to
of
get it
stone
in.
slabs. Okay, that should be enough.
Yes.
12?
Absolutely.
That's
They're
going to be
gonna
enough. Okay. And does
Who
complete TikTok
second to complete
second.
that?
That maybe, I can't tell if that's copper slabs or if that's granite slabs.
I
You're
believe
correct.
it's I think it's granite, but I'm not 100%. Oh, are they gonna be able to finish this wedding build 4 seconds? I don't think so. I think that's gonna be it.
3, 2, 1. Oh,
But
they
Cyan,
do get points
huge
depending on how much
performance.
they've done. So
That's huge.
48% of wedding build and Cyan 1,000 coins ahead of
And that
second
was-
place, and that's going to be
That's
huge.
So big. Cyan potentially, barring a complete disaster in the last game, may have just secured themselves a spot in dodgeball.
There it
Blue
is.
not doing as great as we'd like in that one. It looks like there is a pretty commanding second place from Lime, but 600 points behind for Pink and Blue is really not that much at all.
And as we said, you did say that you thought that first may be wrapped up after this game, and 4 may be reduced down to 3. And it does seem to be that way, barring an absolute travesty from the Cyan Coyotes. It does seem that we're going
Up by
to have...
2,000 is really going to be tough for a team like this, but the 2, 3, 4 is still open for anyone. I'm very happy with how Aqua did that round. I think they did great.
Yeah, very true.
This individual here has been quite something. We have, I think, 4 Cyan in the top, or 3 Cyan in the top 6. Just absolute great performance from them. I believe all of Lime is in the top 10 as well, so that is fantastic. We've seen a lot of great gameplay here, and it's all going to come down to this last game. Which
I didn't realize that blue and pink are only 40 coins apart.
40 coins. 40
and then
coins,
there's
and they're
only
600
600 behind green. Lime.
Yeah.
So that is going to be huge. Who is going to take this one home and get into Dodgeball? That's what we're all waiting to find out. What
And the
game
thing
do
that
you
matters-
want as Cyan here? You're
As
in the lead. You need to
Cyan?
keep your lead.
Cool.
You know, just something that you don't lose by 2,000 coins on. You can
Yeah,
come
right?
4th, you can come 5th, it doesn't matter, as long as you don't lose by 2,000 or more coins.
I think Bingo but Fast is the only thing that can get picked that would be a little bit risky because, you know, sometimes you go for one of the goals and then 3 seconds later, 3 teams have gotten it. So
Yep.
it can be a little bit scary. I think this is a very movement-based team. I think there's no way this team could collapse in something like Parkour Tag or Parkour Warrior. So I think you hold your eggs. You wait to see if either of those games kind of have a player base there, and then
Agreed.
you just send it on whichever one has a legitimate chance of winning.
You look at the surroundings and you play to those. If it looks like, oh, it might be Bingo and we don't really like Bingo, but it also might be Parkour Warrior, then
gotta
you
take
just
it.
need to use your eggs to the best of your abilities once you know what everyone else wants to vote for.
Yeah.
But equally, of course, anything can happen. They
Yeah.
could start wondering. They could start a little
and it
walk
is a
around.
3 times multiplier now. They could get dunked too. They could totally get
They
dunked.
could get
I think this is
dunked.
going to be Bingo but Fast. I think this is going to be Bingo but Fast. I would be pretty surprised if it's not. I think a lot of people want it. You could maybe see a Parkour Warrior game getting
I
chosen
think
here, but I
Parkour
think
Tag is going to get chosen, in my opinion. I don't
that's
think
very
Bingo but
possible.
Fast is going to be particularly interesting for a lot of the opponents, honestly. Oh, and
we'll see.
Yellow
Pink
Yaks
gets
get
dunked.
dunked.
Oh, Pink dunks Yellow. Okay, so we'll see here.
Interesting. Maybe
A
that's
lot of teams
maybe
holding
that's a
their
begrudging
eggs.
play from earlier when yellow dunked pink. So maybe it's a little bit of payback.
Pink is holding. Pink is going for Battle Box because they know that they're a PvP heavy team. And I believe one of the pinks messed up their chicken.
Oh no, the
Battle
chicken's
Box.
still in.
And Cyan sees that they're going for Battle Box and is like, yes, sign me up. We can do that. But a lot of people are moving over. It's gonna be Battle Box, I think.
Oh, it could be anyone's game
What
here.
a final.
Could be Battle Box. To get
I
to the
think
other
it's
side
Battle
has a
Box.
few chickens as well. And we're right, it is Battle Box that does
Wow.
play as the final game. And honestly,
That
if
is
you're Cyan,
huge.
you're very happy at this point.
You're happy. You take that. I didn't even think that was going to be possible. A lot of chickens from Parkour Tag walked on over, and that was that. I think that was pretty unexpected for a lot of people. And this is going to be big time here. Now, teams that I'm worried about that have that chance in the top, what is Blue Bats going to do? They have practiced a lot of Battle Box. I know that because I've just ran into them on MCCR. I think it's very possible that they do okay, but this is definitely not what they were hoping for. I can tell you that. I think Pink is going to do great here, and I think Lime has a chance to really prove themselves and show why they deserve to be in Dodgeball.
Those are the 4 teams that are really going to be pushing for Dodgeball here. Of course, we're trying our best to keep in touch with all 10 teams, but we are, of course, going to be focused on those 4 that are really, really pushing towards
Absolutely.
Dodgeball, because those
You
are going to
never
be the
know. There
most
could be a
important
sleeper team.
POVs.
I think a team that could be really, really underrated here is I think Green has some real potential. I think they showed that they could do a lot in Meltdown that I was pretty impressed with.
Yes,
And
I
I think that
agree.
could translate pretty well to Battle Box here. I think Yellow did great in Meltdown as well. So those are 2 teams that might not be having a chance in Dodgeball, but could finish off really strong in MCC Rising.
No, I completely agree, and I do think that Yellow really have an opportunity to make themselves known and say, hey, we didn't go down without a fight. Maybe getting a first place here or something would be very, very impressive. Of course, this isn't exactly how it plays on MCC Island. Don't forget, because we have 4 different abilities to add on to the regular kit, whereas on Island you have the choice between a few separate kits at the start. And we're going to see them turn around now and choose between one of the 4. We've got Blue versus Lime.
Is the match that I have my eyes on.
I am
right
going
off
to
the bat here.
pull up the Nominal Gravy POV right now.
I got the Lagundo up. Here we go. This is going to be big. Now, the thing to notice is what do the kits look like? It looks like Lagundo picked the Quick Charge Crossbow. So
As
that's something
did
to watch
Nominal
out for.
Gravy. Both of them choosing the
Oh.
Quick Charge Crossbow here, believing in themselves with that aim.
Here we go.
Doesn't get the
It's gonna be
jiggle
close
peek on
here.
either one. Getting an early bit of wool, but does jump in right now.
They're filling. Lime trying to fill ends up potentially not working out
And
for
it
them.
doesn't look like it worked out at all. Blue got a
That
clean
was
sweep.
a wild
That is
play from
huge.
Lime.
I don't know if they were
do
going
not agree with
for.
that play.
I don't know if they were going for an entire snipe or if they were going for just, let's put one line block in case it goes to the
it
final.
looked like they were going for a full snipe. I could tell on Lagundo's stream they had 7 filled at one point, and I turned up
Wow.
Lagundo's team volume a little bit. It looked like Tanisha was the one that called out they were filling, and they were all very quick to rotate.
Very, very good stuff. Pink
Absolutely
also
crazy
seemingly get a team wipe here as well with a
Yeah.
fill completed. It looks like Cyan also were able to get an entire team wipe as well. So
Yeah.
a lot
Well,
of teams.
I think what happened with Pink actually is I think Pink tried to fill early because they don't have as many points as everyone
that's
else.
true. Or maybe I think you're right. There may
think
have
they
been a
filled
fill
early.
there from Pink.
So let's see what matches do we have here now. Looks like
Green versus
Lime
Lime.
versus green.
We've got blue
Cyan
versus
purple.
blue
Yeah.
versus Aqua is going to be interesting.
Blue versus Aqua is definitely interesting.
Pink versus orange. We've got red are going to be playing against yellow.
I'm gonna be watching Green versus Lime because I think Green could do really well here, and if Lime goes down 0-2, that could be really
That could be
mentally challenging to get
ropes.
past.
Yeah, that could be very, very
Looks
difficult.
like Lime is gonna go again on the snipe, which I
Really?
really
This is
disagree
so
with the strategy that
confusing.
Lime is going for.
And here we go. Green really taking advantage of it, getting that first kill. Wendy taking
Wendy
out
low.
Wade Box here. But
3v3.
Nominal Gravy also getting a kill, and Wendy is very, very low on health right now. Nominal Gravy pushing in
Nominal Gravy playing really well.
and getting that second kill.
It should be enough for them to finish off.
Oh, but Green
here.
does get one more. Okay, but Lime do take the victory, 4 kills to 2. So at least getting that team filled. And Pink also with another victory.
That's good.
Cyan and Blue
talk about...
equally winning. So it's very, very close up at the top there.
Yeah, I want to talk about why I disagree so much with what Lime is doing here. I think filling when you're in a race against 3 other teams or 2 other teams for second place, when there's a 3 times coin multiplier, is just not the right play to go.
It doesn't seem to make sense to me.
That you have to get, because you lose out on literally 100 coins every round if you don't kill people.
And I completely get it. In their head, they're trying to say, okay, if we get top 3 here, we're probably in dodgeball. And that's probably true. But right now, that first game, you didn't fill. And the second game, you lost a player before you filled. So it's just not working for you. And I feel like they need to switch up their strategy.
They got to switch something up here. Pink.
But they're still pushing in and going for that fill straight away. But Nominal Gravy is looking to carry and gets 2 kills early on. There's a third and there's a fourth. Is that a full ace?
Wow.
That is a full ace by Nominal Gravy.
Huge
What
gameplay.
a play.
The one thing that is working about the strategy with them being so pressuring is that they have a chance if the other team kind of panics and doesn't have good comms like Blue Bats did, they are able to really pounce on that, and Nominal Gravy is showing that. Wade
straight
playing very
into
aggressive.
the mid, indeed.
Gravy is able to just knock them out from behind.
Pink with another victory, and Cyan also looking like they're about to get the Or have they already won?
Like Blue is gonna get their 3rd win.
I'm
and
wrong.
Cyan lost.
Red actually
Cyan
filled.
lost.
I think Red fill rushed and actually got there. So Red Rabbits take 1 game away from Cyan, meaning now Blue Bats are in the lead with Pink Parrots close behind.
Potentially the match of the entire tournament.
Here it is.
MCC Rising.
Blue vs Pink.
This is huge. Wow. And there's a big look. Remember, the only 600 coins separate second from fourth. They're currently already 3 games in, 500 points above the line.
100%.
So the winner of this could send themselves to dodgeball very easily.
This is going to be one of the most important matches, and it looks like Pink are trying to rush.
Oh!
Akko gets 2 blocks in, but Lagundo gets comboed by Apo there, and it is now a 4 versus 3.
This is
there
Pink
is
Parrots
a good bit of damage
lose.
from Pink Parrots coming in now, but Mongo goes down to the middle and does delete that pink patch, going for not a fill, but just a guaranteed little 1 or 2. And Gracie going to replace here.
Yeah, and it
now
looks like,
1 block
I think
each.
Blue has just been too scattered here.
They certainly have
Apo
been.
does go down. Gracie could go down here as well.
Not Brock is going in. Oh, but Akko stabs in the back. And even though they were all low on health, they do take home another victory. Pink with 4 wins in a row. The only team to do it so far.
And because of Blue's loss and Lime's win, even though Blue was up, they're basically even now point-wise. But now Lime has to go up against Cyan. This is another
Wait, Lime versus Cyan? What an amazing match. This is going to be a really, really big one.
We weren't thinking of Battle Box as a final, but because these teams are so close, every match seems to have so much stake.
Completely agree. We can get down to round 9 of 9, and we still don't know who's in dodgeball.
Yeah. The thing that matters is the magic number is about 600. Pink, Lime, Blue. Who is about 600 over the other? That's what matters.
Oh, okay. Force of it.
Going way too aggressive.
Too aggressive there. Nominal Gravy getting that early kill. Switching to his POV. Lime actually getting 2 kills now. There's a third.
Huge from Lime.
And there it is.
Lost in the beginning.
Lime going to get that victory. Pink also taking home another win, though.
Wow.
Do we ever see Pink and Lime both finishing in the top 2 here?
This is looking tough.
It would have to be a huge comeback.
Cyan would have to lose a lot. I don't know if it's going to happen. Cyan would have to really collapse here. They'd have to lose, I think, 3 of their next 4 to have that even be a chance. But, I mean, you never know. And Blue Bats, were they able to get the win? They were not. They were not able to beat Yellow. That is huge for them. So now they are about 600 points behind. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think, and I could be totally wrong, I think Pink was in second. I think. I do not remember. Oh, was it Lime? Was Lime in second?
No, Pink were in second.
Pink were in second. So.
Oh my gosh, maybe Lime was in second. No, I don't remember. I think it was Pink.
I think it was
Pink.
Blue Bats. So the
it
problem
wasn't
is that
Blue.
Blue Bats is not looking good right now.
Yeah,
They
I do not
might
think
have to
that
kiss
Blue
their
Bats
battle
are
box over
making Battle Box at this point.
Well,
In
this
fifth
could be a
so
huge
far.
because now they're playing Cyan. They just had a tough loss versus Yellow, and now they have to play Cyan back to back. If they lose this could be it. They could just be out. But coincidentally, if Cyan loses this,
Oh my
they
gosh,
might start to
Green
sweat a
just
little
rushed
bit.
Blue. Green will rush Blue. It's over for the
Wow.
Blue Bats. And
Oh yeah,
what's this?
wow. But Cyan also loses.
Cyan also
Cyan-
loses to
Cyan
Aqua.
also loses. So
Wait, no, they don't.
could
No, they
this
win.
potentially be-
What? Cyan won. Sorry, Aqua and Cyan have such similar colors that I didn't notice that. Even though Force of It was dead,
I'm
his
actually
whole team
shocked.
were
I'm
alive. It
so
looked like that was
confused,
filled, though. That
Yeah,
was
I
so
thought that-
peculiar.
I
I
think
thought they got the fill
Cyan-
in.
Yeah, I think Cyan made a crazy play to potentially just barely eke that in.
Pink,
Tough
6
there.
wins on the bounce. And now they're playing Red Rabbits. And Red Rabbits are on a very, very downswingy set of fixtures so far. They have had 2 wins in their last 2, though. So now is a good
Yeah.
time for Pink Parrots to face them.
This would be huge for any team really to see what happens here. Like Cyan, I don't think Cyan has dropped enough. Even if they lose all the rest of their games, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Lime will be playing Aqua here, who is yet to win a match, so this should be a pretty winnable game for Lime. It looks like even with the rush from Aqua, they lose to Aqua. They lose to the rush. That could be pretty.
Oh my
damaging
gosh,
on the
that's
mental.
Aqua's first. That's Aqua's first
That's
win.
Aqua's first
And that's
win,
Lime's-
that-
Like another Lime loss. That's going to be really difficult for them. And
this
as we
might
see,
just be...
Cyan filling it in. We may have our top 2
But
already.
Pink lost. Pink did lose.
Pink lost. Pink lost
Pink
to
did
Red.
So it's still not over.
It is not
What's gonna have to
over.
happen, Pink needs to lose to Cyan, and then Pink has to lose their last 2 games, and Cyan has to win their last 2 games. And
Well,
then
hey,
maybe
Pink
they have
are
a chance.
playing Cyan right now.
Yeah.
So this is all where it comes down to.
Lime is playing Orange, who has only had 1 win so far. But then again, they just played Aqua, and Aqua had 0, and they lost. So
If you
no
are on
game is
Team
safe in
Cyan
Battle
now,
Box.
you are feeling pretty safe. You're feeling pretty
Yeah,
safe
Cyan,
up
I
in
think, has
first.
guaranteed themselves.
They've basically guaranteed themselves. They've got a good strategy. They don't want to get overruled. But Akko gonna get that kill early on, but on 1 health. Gracie swing and a miss there. Okay, stabbing in the back though. Akko turns and
this should
on
be
2 HP doesn't get the bow shot. It's close though. It does look like Pink are probably gonna take this victory right here.
Pink are going to take this victory convincingly, and I think with this win, I think they have guaranteed themselves Battle Box. I think it is pretty much decided. Or they've won Battle Box and are going to make it to Dodgeball. I think it is pretty much decided. They are going to play Lime, but I think it's too little too late. Unless we're wrong and Lime was in front. If Lime is in front, which I don't know. If Lime is in front and they beat Pink Parrots, I think it's enough to win.
I agree.
But I genuinely do not remember. I think Pink Parrots was in front. It really could all come down to this.
I think that if Lime beat Pink Parrots here, we have to think it's gonna be close. I don't remember which way round it was.
Yeah,
but
I don't
remember.
remember.
If Lime Llamas do take this victory, okay. Lime Llamas
They're
get the
gonna
early
rush, and they're
kill.
gonna kill
There's the
instantly.
second kill comes out. Olive Sleepy
It
dies.
looks like Lime's
and
gonna take this.
Lime are going to take, but they don't get the final
But they
kill.
don't get the last
They
kill.
rushed the wall in a 4v1.
Oh my gosh.
Don't tell me that's gonna be the difference.
And Blue Bats made a
That's
sizable comeback.
75 coins. That is 75
This-
coins for that 1 kill. Sorry,
I
45.
think
45. Apologies.
Based on Nominal Gravy's chat, I believe they are in Dodgeball. I believe they're gonna be in Dodgeball
Oh
here.
my
We're gonna
gosh.
find out.
Nominal's Gravy's chat is flying.
They
Here we
are
go.
flying right now. It was 600. If Lime was in second, that's all they needed. They got
Nominal
the-
Gravy,
they got
top
enough.
1 ended for this game as well. Good
That's
job.
amazing to see.
Apokuna and Akko also in that top 5.
That is absolutely awesome.
Show
to
us
see.
the
And now
team
it comes down-
leaderboards.
Here we go. Final duelist. Cyan.
Cyan.
And
Lime
the Lime
Llamas.
Llamas. It was enough.
Oh my gosh,
The last game
200
of Battle
points
Box.
in it. The final game is all it came down to. And Pink
That is
Parrots
incredible.
fall at the final hurdle. They'd won 7 of their 9 Battle Box games, but couldn't convert the final against Lime. What an amazing script this was. Cyan
was
versus
unbelievable.
Lime. Oh
was
my gosh.
Incredible stuff here. All comes down to dodgeball. Coins reset. You might as well have 0. They do not matter. All comes down to this game. Force of it, going to be a player to watch out for. Mid Mystic as well. Huge potential for both of those players to pop off. And Lime Llamas, they have proven themselves as just an unbelievable all-around team. It really could be anyone's game. I think we're going to see very different play styles. I think we could see something where there's much more arrow funneling on Cyan, where we could see much more all-around play from Lime.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I think that Mid Mystic and Force of It are probably 2 of the stronger players on Cyan. But I do think for Lime, it's going to be a super, super interesting dynamic in this finale to see who is going to be taking these arrows.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Only 200 coins separated Lime Llamas and Pink Parrots at the end of the day.
Wow.
It would have been something else. You know, we think about it. Could one kill, if they filled when it was 4v2, could that have not been enough maybe? It really came down so close
It
to the
was
wire
to the wire. So who knows what would have happened. Who are you picking? Who are you picking? If this was a 50-50, are you taking Cyan or are you taking Lime?
I'm going to pick Cyan. I think in Dodgeball, the PvP players prevail. I think both teams did really good, but I think this has a lot more carry potential than something like BattleBox. I think I'm going to see a lot of Force of It, and I really think Mid Mystic is going to be the MVP of this. I think Mid Mystic is going to absolutely dominate. That is my prediction. I'm
saying right now, Nominal Gravy pulls through with the reverse sweep. I want to see it.
The reverse sweep.
I want to see Nominal Gravy ahead in the clouds. He's done so well. Top 2 individual. Force of It in 3rd as well. 3rd individual placement. The only player to beat them both out was Apokuna, doing very, very well in a lot of different games, especially in that Rocket Spleef Rush. But we're going to see Lime versus Cyan in this finale. First versus second. Second Indiv versus third Indiv. Who is going to be the carry? I'm going to back Lime Llamas. You're going for the Cyan Coyotes. Let's see who's going to take it down.
I'm really interested to see this start line. Is anyone going to try and shoot an arrow just right away? Try and catch someone off guard? I could see Lime doing something like that after they liked rushing so much in BattleBox. How aggressive are they going to play in other games where you can, quote-unquote, make a rush kind of play?
Cyan haven't even gone for their arrow yet, so Lime just have the time.
Except for Lime. Lime gets their arrow. Force of It thinking about it.
Oh! And Force of It gets the shot off on Nominal Gravy.
Wow.
Straight away. An advantage.
That's an absolutely huge, huge shot. Unbelievable stuff there right off the jump for Team Cyan. And Force of It playing incredibly aggressive to try and
Wade doesn't have a bow?
He doesn't have a bow when he... Oh, Wade doesn't have a bow. Wade does not have a bow.
Wade doesn't have a bow. That's peculiar. That's
silly,
a bit of a worry.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see.
Not ideal, especially if Cyan was
you
to
might
get...
have to give your arrows up.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Wade has the bow now. Needed to click on it first. Oh, and we see. Oh. I think that's Chaos Core. Just got one snipe there.
Yeah.
It's a 3v2. Oh, but Cyan haven't missed a shot. Okay. 3 versus 1. Wade Box needs to have the game of his life. Does shoot 1.
Does not get the second.
Doesn't hit the second.
Mid Mystic arrow. Game 1 on the line. Misses. Gets the second shot.
There it is.
Great job. J-Horse able to get the snipe. 1 down, 2 to go. Best of 5. I mean, listen, you called the reverse sweep.
I do think that Lime are gonna grow into the game. I think that Nominal Gravy is gonna pull back this MVP medal. You know, gets the 1 death first shot first round. Not ideal, but I do think that we're gonna see something big here.
Looks like they're trying to arrow funnel to Gravy actually, which is not something I expected to see on Lime. Oh, they're just splitting the arrows. Okay, didn't want both at the same time. Misses the first. Gravy shot now is able to connect.
Bang! There it is.
On J-Horse. That is huge.
4
Big,
versus
big
3.
shot.
Force of it
Force
with
of it.
this arrow. Gets the shot off on Chaos Core.
That's a scary member for Lime. Down now.
Mid-Mystic
Mid-Mystic
also
has
with an
one as
arrow.
well.
Oh, but gets
it's shot down!
sniped! That's a huge play by Nomad World.
That is huge.
Force of it
Force of it
clearly
focused on Nominal
aiming
Gravy.
on Gravy, but doesn't get the shot. Are we going to see Lime get another quick snipe here? 3 versus 2, and there are 2 arrows on the side of Lime.
This is a huge opportunity from them. Really get the mental back in the game.
And that's it! What?
And that's it. Huge performance from Lime there.
That's a crazy victory. A 3-player alive victory for Lime. And it's 1-1 in the final
Just
duel.
like that. Best of 3 now with these last final matches. Any aggressive plays coming right out of the way. We'll see. Force of it going to go for dodging. No one grabbing the arrow on either
No one
team.
getting the arrow.
Again, Lime is the first to grab the arrow. The team that has been playing more aggressive in pretty much every game so far.
Gets the miss, though. And now we've got 2 arrows on the side of Cyan Coyotes. Oh, lots of grouping, but Force of it gets the miss through. Looked harder to miss than hit there.
Unfortunate. Yeah, that is tough. It doesn't look like whoever else shot on Cyan was able to capitalize either. But Lime missing both of their shots as well. And just like that, it's still a fresh game.
This is becoming
Cyan,
a little
2
bit of a
arrows.
worry. Oh, and there it is. Force of it takes out Nominal Gravy. One of the better
Big
players in the
threat.
last round, getting 2 of the 4 kills. And we're going to see... Oh, Force of it gets traded out by Nomad Wild.
Wow, the 2 of the top 3 best performing players in MCC down, but Mid-Mystic also down. 3v2 for Lime here.
Lime doing very, very well. And both arrows miss for Cyan. This could be it for Lime. With 2
That's
arrows on their side and
huge.
2 opponents to face. Gets 1! Gets the second!
Wow. And
Wow.
Lime only needs 1 more game to close it out. They have been dominating after a very scary first round that they were able to lose. Their next 2 won very convincingly.
Very, very convincingly. 2 or 3 players alive every time. And now we're going to see what's going to happen here. And it looks like, oh, Force of it goes for an early snipe, but doesn't get it. So now it's 1 arrow apiece for these teams.
And if Cyan's playing much more cautiously, if you get shot now, this could be it. That could be the end of your MCC Rising.
Oh my gosh.
You really want to be careful with the dodges. Both teams playing very, very passively.
Lime can afford to. Lime can take their time with this.
Absolutely.
Find the shots, find the lineups. But you don't want to wait for too long, because then you'll have one of the Cyan members breathing down your neck with that arrow. Looks like neither team wants to fire and stand still right now, because both teams are dodging the opponent's potential snipe.
This is pretty tough.
With Bubblebrook
Both teams
sarcastically
really not
saying,
considering it at all.
riveting gameplay.
Always tough in this position. Who is going to be the first to bite?
Oh,
Looks
like
like
oh,
Lime is gonna be the
Lime
first to
shoots
bite.
first and does miss. It's now no need to dodge for Cyan, able to line up their shots. 1 miss from Cyan, 2 misses from Cyan.
2 misses. Oh,
And now the arrows are on Lime's side.
a little bit rushed there potentially
Hey,
from Lime.
Lime
but
missed
looks
one
like
too.
Oh,
Do they
one
miss
more.
their second shot?
looks like they're aiming for Force of it. Missed on Mid-Mystic.
Oh my gosh. Force of it comes up close, comes up to the halfway line, looking at Wade Box, now at Nomad World, and misses the shot.
Top
Splits
shot.
the defense. Oh my
This
gosh.
as well. That was
This
so
is
close.
intense. No one's hitting their shots right now. The pressure getting to all of these guys. Oh, and we finally get a connection.
down. Ulrich
Nominal
down.
Gravy takes out Ulrich. And with 2 arrows remaining on the Lime side now, after 2 misses from Cyan, this could be looking very tough. And there's 1 kill
Oh no!
and
Cyan.
1 miss. 2 versus 4. That's a miss
Oh,
from Force of
dodge
it.
from Gravy.
And there's 2 arrows remaining. We've seen it happen the last 2 times where there was 2 arrows on the Lime side. There's 1 kill, and there's the
There's
second!
2!
Back to back to back. 2 kill finales, and Lime Llamas take it home. Wow.
Unbelievable performance from Lime Llamas throughout this event. They started off so hot, cooled off in the middle, but did not let that deter them. And after a insane round 9 battle box win against Pink Parents, they were able to make it to Dodgeball, proved their worth, and end up wearing the crowns at the end. Unbelievable performance.
Absolutely amazing. These guys are over the moon with this victory. And, you know, obviously, huge commiserations to Cyan. Getting that first team placement, but not quite being able to see it out during Dodgeball. Slightly unfortunate. You know, you've got to feel for Pink Parrots also only being 200 points behind. Big congratulations, of course, to Apo for getting that first individual spot. And Nominal Gravy getting second individual and is the one wearing the crown in the end. Big winners, Lime Llamas, and they are celebrating, and rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a moment that all of these players have dreamed for. Competing in MCC Rising itself is such a rush, such a feeling for every competitor. And then to go out here with no expectations and win it all with some of your best friends, unbelievable.
Absolutely crushed it as well.
Stuff. They really did. They really came out swinging. And again, it all came down. They were the only team to really show up in Sands of Time, and that ended up truly mattering.
Oh my gosh.
Made it to Dodgeball.
That's so crazy.
Coins.
They made it by 200 coins, and Pink got none in that first game.
Yeah.
If they would have banked just one player's coins, this whole story could have been a whole lot different. That is insane. Yeah. MCC Rising 2.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That was just an unbelievable performance. A lot of individuals really shine. Obviously, we highlighted Force of It and Nominal here in the end, but Apakuna played phenomenal as well. Pink Parrots only being 200 coins off of the finale should not be ignored. And Blue Bats had some really great moments as well. I feel like every team really had a chance to at least show up in one game, which is always really exciting. You never want anyone to come out here and just completely drop the ball. And I don't think that happened at all. I think all these teams played really well. And I think just based on everyone's facial expressions from watching, I think everyone had just a phenomenal time. And it's an event that they'll remember.
Hey, I had a phenomenal time just watching and commentating. This was an absolutely amazing event, and I'm honored to commentate it with yourself, Mr. Couriway. What a fantastic roster, a fantastic lineup, and a fantastic event. Well done to Nox Crew for picking 10 teams that absolutely entertained right until the final whistle, let it be known. Every single player was giving it their absolute all, and it turns out that Lime Llamas were just able to take that victory right at the end. Everyone's celebrating, and of course, big congratulations to everyone who took part in this. I know that no matter what, every single player here had a fantastic time, and whether you came first or last, I think that everyone can confidently say they had a great time playing, and, you know, they're going to remember this day for a very, very long time to come, I can imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Just unbelievable performances, like you said, from everyone involved, and I think that puts a bow on just an overall phenomenal MCC Rising 2 for everyone. And surely there'll be a third for this to all happening.
I'm sure that there'll be a third MCC Rising. It's right, and on that note, I guess that's going to probably wrap up our commentary while everyone's taking their screenshots on the server. Thank you very much, Couriway, for joining me while we did indeed hopefully give a very good rundown of, as best as we could, for this tournament. I had an amazing time. I hope you did too.
Yeah, this was a blast. Thanks so much for commentating alongside me, Fulham, and we will see everyone later on. Thanks for watching. Yippee!
Yippee!
That was